Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm BJ Campbell, and thank you for joining us here for football on the PHS TV Sports Network. Tonight, we are at home as your Mustangs are taking on the Kiski Cavaliers. I am joined in the press box today by seniors Jackson Rogers, Will Marzina, Brendan Toot, Junior Garrick Poe, and the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Rick Barad himself. This game is a big one for Plum as they look to get off to a good start this season and get their first win. Plum lost their last preseason game at NA 26-0 to Penn Hills. The Plum Mustangs are coached by Matt Morgan. Plum ended last season with a 42-7 loss to Fox Chapel, which brought the record to a disappointing 2-7 on the year after consecutive WPIAL playoff bursts in 2014 and 2015. With a lot more experience and talent this year, should be the year that the Mustangs make a push for the playoffs. Unfortunately, this offseason was not good for the Plum Mustangs. They lost two of their three offensive powers. One, Kevin Brown, graduated last year and will be playing on Saturdays at Duquesne University. They also lost junior R.J. Hart. R.J. Hart left the Plum Mustangs to play with his father, who coaches at Ismani Christian Academy. This dealt a big blow to the Mustangs receiving corps. The Mustangs will have to look for seniors to step up and fill those holes. With their senior-heavy roster led by running back Corey Thomas, the Mustangs hope to make it back to the playoffs. Kiski is coached by Sam Albert, who started his tenure with Kiski this year. Last year, Kiski area finished 4-6, but unfortunately beat the Mustangs last year 28-7. Kiski starts the season off 0-1, losing to Cannon Mac 17-10. Multiple people to watch out for are a part of Kiski's quarterback trio. Bryson Venanzio, Ryan Wallace, and Tavion Harbison are all players to watch out for who play quarterback. Kiski has multiple sets with different quarterbacks in the mix. The Mustangs need their star running back Corey Thomas to get going. Corey was also the Mustangs quarterback last year for the beginning of the year and then turned into a wide receiver when Anthony Little stepped in. So, Mr. Barat, how do you think this game is going to go tonight?
Well, hopefully it has to go better, guys, than last week because Plum seemed to get behind the eight ball a little bit with some bad field position against the Indians. So, but I want to pause here for a second. We're going to do a moment of silence here for Andy Sebastian, who was the voice of the Mustangs for almost 35 years and gave his heart and soul to the football program and did the PA for years and years here. So you can see the referees here in the center of the field also taking off their hats.
Joining us tonight are several members of Andy's family. Andy will be missed but not forgotten, and a plaque will be hung in the press box for present and future generations to see. We also lost a member of our coaching staff last season with the passing of Coach Lorenzo Freeman. Please join me now in a moment of silence to honor and remember Andy Sebastian and Lorenzo Freeman. Thank you.
But so anyhow, guys, and a moment of silence also was for Coach Freeman, who died tragically last year also. But Plum can't get behind the eight ball tonight as they did against the Penn Hills Indians. They have to. They're going to have to try to establish a run. We know their quarterbacks last week, guys, whether it was Dom Carlosano or Anthony Little, had very little time to throw and get set. So I'd like to see Plum tonight come out and establish a run. But I know Kiski, they struggled last week against the Cannon Mac Big Mac. So I'd expect Kiski to mix it up a little bit, probably blitz, put pressure on Plum and force them on a lot of 3-and-outs and turnovers if they watch the Penn Hills film, which you know they did. So looking forward to an exciting game, guys.
Definitely well said best by Mr. Barat. So the Mustangs here will receive the kick to start the game. Number 20 kicking off for Kiski, Evan Long. And it's off. Taken by number 7. Hunter Fields cuts to the left and down at about the 38-yard line.
Fields on the return.
Good field position to start off for the Mustangs.
Yeah, no doubt, Jackson. That beats last week, being pinned in our own end and turning the ball over. So we'll see what happens here as Anthony Little comes out. We'll see if Plum comes out. They ran a lot of aces formation because they were behind a lot in that game last week against the Indians, which was a football classic. We were at North Allegheny High School. Looks like guys that come out, and I'm sorry, BJ, 3 wide receivers, 2 setbacks. Corey Thomas and Dakota Sunday.
The snap to Anthony Little.
Drop back
Looks to the right to go deep, and just a little bit overthrown to number 2, Dominic Carlesano.
Yeah, Dom started quarterback last week, Mr. Brought for the Mustangs, and Anthony Little starts today, so we got a flag on the field.
Called roughing the passer against the Mustangs, or against the Kiski Cavaliers, guys. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. So that should move the Mustangs from their own 37 to the Kiski Cavalier 48. So that's great there. Can't start off any better unless you hit Dom for that touchdown, Will. So
We saw this last week, BJ, at NA. Penn Hills Indians got into some penalty trouble beginning of the game, and Mustangs couldn't capitalize, but see if they can here. They pretty much just gave them a free first down.
Yeah, definitely. Not even at the beginning of the game, but also at the end of the last game. It got a little chippy there at the end.
Looks like Kiski's going to blitz here.
Anthony Little hands off to Corey Thomas, trying to find a lane, and
gains about a yard.
Corey Thomas on the carry.
With the guy on his back, he still gains a yard.
Well, you guys hit the nail on the head with a blitz. I think Kiski sent about 7 or 8 guys. Everyone just came flying in. That will have to something we're going to have to watch there.
I mean,
looks like they were prepared for that type of play in that situation.
yeah, definitely. I mean, we saw last week the Mustangs just continuously ran the ball. Even when they were down in the fourth quarter, they just kept trying to pound that run.
and straight up the gut, too.
You're right.
Handoff outside to Corey Thomas.
Corey Thomas gets about 4 yards there. Well, like I said last week, if you can establish the run, that really opens up your play action. You can just drop back and let loose, you know.
It definitely does, and it was interesting to see the Mustangs come out on the first play and just throw over the top to the seam receiver.
It looked a lot different than last week, where it was a continuous run. That was good.
Sure, no doubt. I agree, guys. So you got 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs. 10:40 left, first quarter.
Snap to Anthony Little, looks right for Hunter Fields, and just a little bit too much heat on that pass.
For the back shoulder there.
And a nudge behind him also, but still catchable ball. So,
So it looks like they're going to bring out the special teams, as in last week, the special teams, they shined, it looked like, because they were out there so often.
They did shine, Jackson. You're right. And Jackson Gilday, the punter, he did get hurt. A little bit.
Yeah, I had a gym class with him today, BJ, and he said that his groin was bothering him, but shouldn't need anything for this kick, he said.
His warm-up kicks looked pretty good, so I'm hoping to see a good one here.
Jake George, the long snapper here, so
The snap.
it's a good punt.
It's a good punt.
Sure, it's going to bounce too, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, it will.
take a
Gets a
Mustang
good
roll.
Good roll. Looks like it's about on the 9.
Great. And that's exactly what you want to have happen. Plum didn't pick up a first down on a set of downs. They got one on the penalty, but now they've pinned Kiski back, and it's the reverse of what happened last week against the Indians.
And I was talking to number 75, Aaron Scheffler, in class, and he says their offensive line likes to be spread out when they're doing anything. So look for this defensive line to really shine as they did against the Penn Hills Indians.
Even though they didn't score at all, I still think that was a promising drive by the Mustangs. I think we saw a couple good things from them, especially coming out in pass plays that we don't usually see. So Ryan Wallace is the quarterback for Kiski here in the game. He rolls out left. Nobody's open. Flips it and incomplete.
They just
Last week, the Plum Mustangs defense was, I think, their strongest. They looked really good defensively. Even though they let up, 26, they still did what they could do, and I think they did a great job last week.
that
So hopefully
defensive
it
line.
continues.
Sorry, Jackson. That defensive line just ran straight through that offensive line. It didn't even seem like they got touched.
It looks like what they did last week against Penn Hill is they ran right through them and they got to the ball carrier.
So Kiski starts off here now. Incomplete on first down, 2nd and 10, 10-19 left to go in the first.
Motion right. Snap, fullback dive.
Looks to have gained about a yard or two.
Yeah, maybe a yard.
Okay. So 3rd and 9 coming up.
This would be great for a 3-and-out right now, Mr. Brott.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to hold them and force them to punt, and you assume unless the Mustangs get a bad roll, guys, that Plum's going to take over right at midfield, so no harm, no foul if they're able to stop them here on 3rd and 10 for the Cavaliers.
It would be a really good shift in momentum here if they could get a 3-and-out right now.
Kiski comes out in the I formation. And a play action pass to the left again. Completed to number 11, Andrew Mason.
Doesn't appear he got the first down though.
No,
Looks about 2 yards shy of the first down
So
here.
the Plum Mustangs will have a 3-and-out their first time out on defense.
doesn't look like the offense is getting off the field. Nope, there they come.
There they go. Okay.
So good play by the Mustangs there. Good. Good defense. Kiski will punt.
Oh,
Kicker number 19, Jared Custer.
Hunter Fields back to receive. He cuts
Hunter
up the middle. He
Fields.
cuts to the right. He's running down.
Gets about to the 43-yard line. So 42, the ref marks it.
So they actually gain yards. It seems like a 3-and-out, Nate.
Yeah, great field position right here. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
And Plum picks up 5 yards on that exchange, guys, because they were able to make it to the Kiski 48, and it was 3rd and 6. So when it's all said and done, Plum picks up 1 yard to the Kiski. Actually, no, it's on the 38. So Plum does pick up. They do pick up 5 yards. So 1st and 10, 8:49 left to go in the first quarter.
I think what threw you off is I said the 42. Because I was looking the other way.
Anthony Little drops back for a pass.
Going to go deep to Dom again.
So obviously, guys, has to be something that they saw. The receivers are single covered. That had to be something they saw in the film against the Big Mac. So Anthony Hill twice overthrew Dom Carlos Santos. So, but that's still a good play, though, because Coach Morgan's stretching it. So if it looks like Kiski's continuing to blitz. So if they're going to continue to blitz, there's going to continue to be single coverage. Eventually, you're going to hit a pass, and someone's going to be open tonight.
It keeps looking like they're just going to blitz them. They got no safeties back deep.
8 in the box.
Anthony Little hands it off to Corey Thomas as he gets stuffed up the middle.
And that's the issue there. That's the only issue there, guys. When you pass on first down, you put it in 2nd and long. You run the ball in 2nd down, you get nothing or a yard. So now you're in 3rd and long. So Kiski's thinking what we were thinking just a minute or two ago. Hold Plum, let him kick it, we get the ball back, hopefully it's a touchback, and we can start, not underneath our own goalposts.
Yeah. 3rd and 10 here for the Plum Mustangs as they hope to get a first down here.
Anthony Little lines up in the shotgun.
Corey Thomas right next to him.
Still looks like they're sending everything here, Mr. Brett.
Yeah, there's 8 in the box.
Little screen pass here.
There we go.
Quick slant
to gain about 5 yards there.
Hunter Fields. So it'll be about 4th and
5.
Excuse me, 4th and about
4th and
3.
2 or short 3.
Looks like they're
I
going
think
for
we're
it,
going to
too.
go for it, guys. This could be that weird territory unless you have a Pat McAfee or a Jake Chapla where it's too far for a field goal, too short for a punt.
So you go for it.
Yes. So it's on the 31.
Okay, let's see.
Let's set the table here. 4th and 3 on the 31. 7:25 left to go in the first quarter.
Another little screen play action fast.
There's no flag.
Wow. Pass
Upset, too.
interference.
I mean, I look down at Matt Morgan, and Matt Morgan's like making the hand motion. I know you're allowed to give the receiver a chuck, but you're not allowed to hold him, obviously.
I think that's what Anthony saw. The rush was coming. He saw Hunter was held, so he was going to just throw it in and see if there's a
play
flag.
by Anthony Little. Unfortunately, Plum didn't get the call. Ref saw it the other way, and so Kiski starts off in pretty solid field position, guys, at at their own 31-yard line.
It's a tough break for the Plum Mustangs there.
Now Kiski starts off, guys, under their shotgun formation.
Little wildcat play around there by number 6. He gets tackled down in the backfield by number 3, Carson Ewing. Good play by Carson there to track him down and knock him down.
About 7 minutes here left in the second quarter, and Kiski has a 2nd and 10 with the ball on their own 26-yard line.
So
Ryan.
2nd and 15 here. Sorry, BJ.
No, you're good. You're okay.
2nd and 15 as Kiski gets ready to see what they can do here against this Plum Mustangs defense.
Ryan Wallace, lone set in the backfield. Throws a pass to number 25, the running back, Drew Biss. Looks like he'll get a couple yards there.
Sorry, BJ, might have got back to the original line of scrimmage there. Pick up 5. I picked up 4. They put it at the 30, so it'll be 3rd and 11, guys.
It appears whenever they drop back for a pass, Ryan Wallace seems to always want to go to his left. Maybe it's because he's a lefty quarterback. And
yeah, definitely.
Different.
I bet if they put in a different quarterback that happens to be a righty, I bet they'll flip the plays. Because it looks like they spread that line out, as Will said, and they like to run play action, so they really like run to one side of the field. As he's going to the right side this time.
He gets tackled by number 21 of the Plum Mustangs. Colton Robb with the tackle.
That's a good pass breakup right there.
No, it's a solid pass breakup.
Intended for that fullback again, Drew Biss, so looks to be his favorite receiver here out of the backfield.
There's that defensive line going right after the quarterback, making them a roll out, then have to find an option real quick, and that really didn't work for them.
So another 3 and out here for Kiski as they're going to punt the ball away to the Plum Mustangs as Hunter Fields awaits for the kick.
Jared Custer back to kick this ball off again. It's a decent kick.
Fair catch.
Good play by Hunter Fields. He saw the wall kind of collapsing there. Fair caught it at the 36. Mustang ball.
This defense is holding up real good this year, BJ, so far. I think this defense really improved over the past offseason. So.
Yeah, they definitely did. We see not only the defensive line, which has always been their strong suit, but you'll see the linebackers and the secondary doing a good job stopping the pass and the run.
Yeah, their defense is definitely looking very strong. Let's see. Looks like it's going to be a run play, perhaps.
False start on the Mustangs. Yeah. So that'll start them off at a 1st and 15. .6:20 here left in this first quarter. As we just said, it'll be a 1st and 15 for the Mustangs on the 31-yard line.
Mustangs get pushed back here on that false start. Okay, it'll be interesting to see what they do here on 1st and 15.
Still looks like Kiski setting
I think they got to run it, guys. They passed the ball the last 2 times on 1st down.
They hand it off to Corey Thomas up the middle. He gains a few yards, 2, maybe 3 yards. You know, last week, I think their run plays up the middle, it was honestly just like running into a brick wall. Now it looks like they're finding a little bit more holes, and they're looking a lot stronger.
I still think, Jackson, that they should get Corey to the outside, see how fast he is, see how fast his defense is, see if they can hold up with him.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
Definitely will, but as you said, that article said that Corey likes contact, so he's trying to run through people, I think, up the middle. A deep pass down the right sideline.
Down by number 1 of Kiski.
No pass interference again, Mr.
Jack
Brock.
Kalechi.
Intended for Hunter Fields, and that was a good throw. That was just a good play by the cornerback there. There was basically no room to put that ball.
It was a good pass. It was just a great play by the defense right there.
So 3rd and 14 for the Mustangs here.
Okay, let's see what the Plum Mustangs can do here on 3rd and 14. I'm expecting a deep pass here, not deep, but deep enough for them to get the first down, obviously.
Anthony Little looking to throw a...
To number 2, Dom Colasano, as it goes right through his hands at about the 50-yard
He
line.
was tripped up by number 6 there, guys. Luke Lander on Kiski Cavaliers.
Another good pass there, I think, by Anthony Little. That's 2 good passes in a row. That was good.
He likes those senior wide receivers. It looks like Jackson. He's thrown it to Dom Carlosano and Hunter Fields.
He does, yeah.
So-
He threw it to Dom a few times. He just missed on that one. They just missed.
Dove out right through his hands, but punt team's on to see how far Jackson Gilday can put this one back in the 20.
This started out as an interesting game. I don't think an offense has got an actual first down except for the penalty here.
Agreed, BJ.
As a little bit of controversy, I thought he was down there
I
too.
did think
But
he was down.
Oh, the fans thought he was down. Another good punt by Jackson Gilday. Really putting them back in their
He's done a
zone.
great job, I think, of punting. I mean, I've only seen 2 games, obviously, so far, but he's been pretty solid every single punt. I haven't seen a very bad punt yet.
Now, like I said last game, Jackson BJ, he was a goalie for soccer, so he really knows how to punt far.
yeah, he is. Especially whenever they make a save. That's something they have to do a lot.
So let's see if the Plum Mustangs defense can hold him here to another 3 and out.
Kiski comes out in the I formation with the Mustangs in a 5-2. Run up the middle, and it gets absolutely stuffed by just multiple Mustangs, and he's still fighting. Number 2, Ross Grease.
They just piled on him there. They really met him at that line of scrimmage, and they just piled on. It was a fight.
Surprisingly, he made it back to the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was going to lose 2 or 3 yards.
They had him back a few, but he fought back. Otherwise, great job by the Plum Mustangs defense there. Still 2nd down and 10 here to go.
Cavaliers going back into that I formation. It's a toss right.
Cuts back up the middle, gains some
good
yards.
Ross
He's got
Grease
room.
down the left sideline, tries to stiff arm.
Brought down by number 9, Dylan Tomko, right there, as he gains some yards there.
Brought down by Killing and Tomko.
As the Kiski Cavaliers get a first down here, let's see if the Mustangs can hold them here.
Fullback dive. Gets about 3 or 4 yards.
They really like these fullback moves here, BJ. Seems like this fullback's getting a lot of work into it.
So the Kiski Cavaliers have been in the I formation all 3 plays of this set of downs. So let's see what they'll run here. Let's see if they keep sticking to that. It obviously worked for them. They got a first down out of it.
Yeah, it really is interesting because I feel the same way they do. I'm thinking if you have a fullback that can run for 3 or 4 yards every play, I mean that gives you a first down every 3 plays. So really
Use it.
until they stop it,
I
I'd
formation
keep
again.
going.
Oh, it's
It's
a play action pass.
to complete to number 25, Drew Biss.
Ryan Wallace seems every time it's a play action pass, like I said, he goes to the left. That's his go-to.
Down in the catch.
They must have saw something also, guys, on the film against Penn Hills because the quarterback's not dropping back in the pocket. It could be because maybe their offensive line is weak, but he's just buying an extra couple seconds as he's
Definitely.
rolling out. So, and Plum played well defensively last week, and
did.
I thought they shut down the run for the most part. So, we'll probably see a lot more of that tonight. 3rd and 4.
Big stop here.
Play action to the right this time. Complete to number 25 again. Down the sideline.
There's a flag
on the play.
Another flag.
Yeah, that was That was definitely a big hit.
Wow.
Put on him, but obviously not a legal one.
Obviously not a legal one. So I see both flags. I think it occurred, though. The referee throws the flag, guys, at the spot of the foul. So we have 2 flags out.
There was a holding down. Mr. Brett. So.
The refs are discussing it now. Obviously, it's going to be a spot foul, so it occurred at the 38, guys. So if they call, if it's an unsportsmanlike, it'll be 15 yards probably from there. If it's a hold, it will be 10 from back there. So let's see what the referee calls here. It's Garrett Pose right on the ref. Personal foul against the Cavaliers. So we obviously saw that point blank. So that should be 15 yards from about the 38. So that'll move Kiski back to their own 48, which we've been on the Kiski 48 several times tonight, guys. So
Big break here for the Mustangs.
Oh, huge. Actually, they have it at the 47, so they have to get to the Mustang 41. So instead of a 1st and 10 deep in Mustang territory, it's going to be 3rd and 12 for the Cavaliers with 2:43 left. So this is going to be a pass, guys. There's no doubt that you expect Ryan Wallace to definitely roll out here. He's done it all day.
Rolls out to the right. Whoa, nice one-handed catch by number 25. And
pushed out by number 3,
Carson Ewing.
Yeah, it could have been a flag there on Carson Ewing, but there was not one. So good play by Ewing, pushing this out of bounds, and the Cavaliers will punt again. And as we see, seems to be a battle here between Jared Custer and Jackson Gilday tonight, guys. The worst punter might put their team in not a good position.
nice.
He's got to kick it still.
He's still going to
got
get
the
it
kick
off.
off, and it was a good kick.
And they're just going to let it bounce here.
Risky bounce.
For the Cavaliers.
Wow, that's a really good roll.
After a bad snap and a great kick.
Great break for the Cavaliers, guys. I mean, that snap was sailing high and far over Custer's head. And the Mustangs had a return set up, so they had no pressure on the punter. Sure, Matt Morgan and the coaching staff will make an adjustment after that last play.
Luckily, Custer's 6'2", with BJ. That one would have been way oversized, as Mr. Brett was saying.
I'm amazed he got the kickoff, and then the kick was a great kick at that, and it got a great roll.
Yeah, it definitely did, and Kiski Cavaliers definitely caught a break there. The Mustangs could have had the ball on the 35-yard line, but instead they're backed into their own 8.
Looks like they're going to try to get some room as Corey runs off to the right side and gets stuffed in the back.
Gets stuffed, and we have Brendan, too, joining us on the mic. How are you doing today, Brendan?
Pretty good.
Enjoying a nice football game here as it's 0-0 still.
So what do you think Plum can improve on right now? What do you think that they can do to get them a first set of downs, and score the ball here?
I think they need some less run plays, get the offense some passing game.
Okay.
Definitely agree with that. 2nd and 13 for the Mustangs on the 5-yard line. And it looks to be an end around.
Oh, no. They're in safety territory now. They need to get out of there.
He luckily gets out of the end zone there. That was number 35, Larry Scafuri.
I think they need to air one out and try to get some room so that their punter can have enough room to kick the ball out.
And even still, I mean, it's only going to be a 3rd and 16, so it's definitely a manageable 3rd down.
3rd and 16.
So let's see what they can do here.
Anthony Little under center in the I formation, which we've seen a lot from both teams here.
3 out to the left. Oh, you got a
Motion to the right. Looks to get in the tight end spot there. And it looks to be a fullback dive that gets back to the line of scrimmage. That was number 33, Dakota Sunday.
Like I said, they're probably just trying to get a little bit of more room just so Jackson Gilday can get out there and get the ball out there.
Other than the first drive, BJ, doesn't seem like the Mustang offense has gotten anything going. it seems like they're resorting to more of the ground game instead of the air game. Seems like more now.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It looked like they were going to come out throwing the ball real heavy, and then towards the end of the first quarter here with about 20 seconds left, they switched back to running.
So let's see what Jackson Gilday can do with limited room in the back of his own end zone. Oh no.
A low snap, but still a decent kick. It might give him a good roll, and it will.
It's a decent roll. So it looks like it'll end up on the own Plum Mustangs 35-yard line.
Low snap there from Jacob George, but
Obviously an uncomfortable situation being backed in your own end zone.
both bad snaps from the long snappers, it seems like. So
that's the end of the first quarter we have here as the score is 0-0 here.
Especially because you're looking in the backed up into your own end zone. It's hard because you're looking to. There's a certain amount of yards that you back up to, and when you're on about the 1 or 2 yard line, it's a little bit less.
So do you think the next outing, BJ, for the Plum Mustang offense, that they'll go back to the air game, or do you think they'll still resort to the run game here?
I think you could see a little bit of both. I think you could see them going either way here. I mean, they've had a little bit of success doing both, but nothing to show on the scoreboard for either team here.
Good point. I do believe that the Plum Mustangs will I do believe that they're going to have to air the ball out a little bit more. I think that's going to work for them here against this Kiski Cavaliers defense. It seems like the Kiski's Cavaliers defense is more built for run plays so that they can defend against that. If we get the play action going and we get the run established, we can start throwing the ball and we can really take over this game.
As Mr. Broad said, they're sending like 7 or 8 guys all at once.
Oh,
so
it's insane.
It's kind of hard for the Mustangs to get this run game going, but I think they just need to roll Corey out to the outside and see what he can do against this Cavalier defense.
Whoever scores first is going to be at a distinct advantage tonight.
I mean, this is defense versus defense now game.
So the Kiski Cavaliers will have a 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. The fullback dive just gets stopped, and you see him go back to that fullback dive again.
Mustangs are ready for it, seems like now, BJ. Seen enough of it in the first quarter.
Yeah, it really has, and just the defense just playing well all around at the beginning of the game here.
Both defenses here showing their guns here as they can really show that they can stop the run game and hopefully they can stop the pass game if it comes to that.
Yeah, definitely. Both defenses definitely firing on all cylinders here to start the first half. As you see the Kiski Cavaliers back in that I formation.
Screen pass to number 1.
Really.
He gets out the left sideline. He's starting to run down the sideline. He gets knocked out by Corey Thomas. A good hit there by Corey, but
that was caught by number 1, Jake Kalechi.
Knocked out of bounds by Corey Thomas.
Really not a bubble screen, it didn't seem like. They really didn't have anyone blocking for the wide receivers, so just an unfortunate event for that.
Yeah, it was definitely just a one-on-one move to the outside there.
I mean, speed kills, as I said.
Yeah, there was just a good run by number 1 on the in Kiski area Cavaliers. He just did a good job of getting to the outside and running down the sideline.
Fullback dive again.
Fullback dive again at the 25.
And Nunzio based on the carry, brought down by Aaron Shuffler.
Look to get maybe 1 yard there for the Cavaliers. So, excuse me, I got 2 yards there. So it's 2nd down and 8.
Perhaps they'll go back to that fullback run, get a couple more. I mean, it's been working for him. He can obviously get up the middle and push through that defensive line. He's done a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, it might be a play action pass to the right here, as that's where all the space is on the field.
Snap.
Still got it off.
Wow.
To number 2, Ross Grease, but a good play by the Mustangs there to contain that run.
Looks like they gained about 1 maybe on that one.
Got to the 15-yard line.
Lucky to gain 1 and not completely lose the ball altogether.
Yeah, definitely.
Mustangs hold them to a field goal, that would be great. Or if they turn the ball over, or if they miss the field goal, as we saw last weekend, BJ. A lot of missed field goals, so hopefully they can stop him here.
3rd and 5 here. Let's see what the Kiski Cavaliers can do as they hand the ball off. It's a play-action pass, actually, and he gets it from behind.
Oh, wow. I was going to say if he got that, would be another great one-handed play.
Carson Ewing with the tackle on the quarterback to force the bad throw.
Yeah, it just happened to be when he was winding up to throw. It was basically perfect timing. If it was just maybe a split second earlier, you might have seen a fumble.
That could have been interesting.
Especially because there was...
I'm sorry, guys. I was going to say this is an interesting play call here. It's kind of that in-between territory where Plum was at, and they went for it on 4th and 3. Kiski has 4th and 5. Lining up for a 32-yard field goal as Brendan Toot zooms out here on the goal post. No way. Whoa.
Wow, Aaron You just saw the play center there. Couldn't get the ball down in time for the kicker to get it off. And it was just a line drive kick right into the back of the lineman.
Great job there.
Great job from your student, Mr. Aaron Scheffler.
Yeah, Aaron did well there. He jumped on that, man. He saw a goal line ahead of him, but after about 5 yards, he was tackled there. So, but good play by the Mustangs. And now let's hope they can use that momentum, guys. 9:39 left to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 Mustangs on their own. Scoreboard has them on their 29, and that's where they're at. So we will see what happens here, what the play calling is from Coach Morgan and the coaching staff here. Plum struggled a little bit on offense tonight in the first quarter. Let's see what Anthony Little has in store.
They got Corey in the wide receiver position right there, Mr. Barat. Looks like they got the timeout in time, though.
Okay.
That's interesting. Coach Morgan calls timeout.
So, yeah, we saw
first, correct? It's Mustang first timeout. So they have 2 remaining.
And had they not called a timeout there, it looked to be it could have been a really good play there. There was a little bit of room to the outside for Corey to run.
I'm surprised by that timeout because you have the momentum after that block kick by Aaron. You would kind of want to jump right back into it. You'd want to just get right to the next play, you know.
See if the Mustangs keep Corey in a wide receiver position. They have Carson in the backfield with Dakota.
The boys soccer team will travel to the second round of this Shaler tournament.
With Dakota Sunday next to him. And Anthony Little. So
participate in the Gateway Invitational.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of Corey in the wide receiver slot. Let's see. I would like to see if he could get a pass and see what he can do. And as he's in the wide receiver slot there.
And Kiski, guys, has literally their entire team within 4 to 5 yards of the snapping of the ball. So 11 in the box.
They're going to
throw it out to Hunter Fields again. The pass has just been going a little bit too far.
Once you have 8 or 9 guys on top of you, you get a little nervous in the pocket, Mr. Brott. So
you know what? In all honesty, when Plum did this in the first 2 series, guys, Anthony Little was unable to connect to Dom Carlos Santa. The second play is a run. I'm thinking I'd switch it up here from the Mustangs. I think I'm throwing on second and doing the same play and throwing on third. You got to hit one of them eventually, right?
Seems like they have the same position, the same people out there. Corey Thomas on to the right as wide receiver.
Anthony Little steps back.
Looks a good deep
no call there.
No flag on the play as that looked to be pass interference, but he may have just tripped up. The pass was intended for number 10, Reed Martin there.
Reed Martin, the freshman guy, so we got 2 freshman wide receivers out there, Max Matulski and Reed Martin. So
last week, Max Matulski did a great job of playing his position. He just did a great job. Every time he got the ball, he looked to gain a couple of yards there.
9:27 here left in the second quarter as your Mustangs have a 3rd and 10.
Little out, guys.
Yeah,
Looks like he's going to
They got
on
Corey.
3rd and 10. Looks like Dakota Sunday's going to take the snap.
It's Corey. That's Corey.
Corey,
back there.
yeah, Corey is.
Oh, he's gonna hold it.
Looks like Corey's going to run out to the sideline and try
There
to
you
get to
go.
the end.
Oh, good seal block there.
There you go.
Good job by Corey Thomas of
That's what you need.
acting as the quarterback there and pretty much just running the ball. Wow.
I said get Corey to the outside, see how fast they could
Just
go.
get the ball in his hands, it seems like, is what's going to happen.
And it's interesting. For most teams, you'd probably call that a wildcat formation, but with the Plum Mustangs, I mean, Corey can throw the ball too, as he played quarterback last year at the beginning of the season.
He did. And he played quarterback during his sophomore year also. So Plum seems to be going with Corey Thomas here in a wildcat formation as Matt Morgan and the coaching staff try to switch things up a little bit here.
They're going to run the same plays. He gets a block. Ooh. If he would have broken that tackle, he would have gotten away.
He's been playing really well on both sides of the ball, and he just made a game-saving ankle tackle on
I think
Thomas.
if they have Corey still in quarterback, they switch it up and throw one instead of running the ball with Corey to see how Kiski reacts.
And you know, Matt Morgan's, he's a firm believer, guys, that he is going to run. He'll do something until you prove that it can be stopped. So Corey Thomas with 2 big runs here. Corey Thomas is going to continue to run the ball until Kiski stops him on at least 2 or 3 consecutive plays. It's first down.
Corey Thomas on the carry. Brought down by D'Annunzio Bitch. Assisted by...
Seems like Corey's really working in this offense, guys, as they staying out there.
Yeah, it really is. It seems as soon as they put him in the game at quarterback, they started clicking a little bit and started getting a couple first downs here.
And we saw this last year. Mr. Brett, the first game, the first quarter, they had another quarterback in, then second quarter, they put him in and really just took the game away.
Interesting.
Like Kiski's adjusting here, guys.
Thomas on the carry.
Little extracurricular activities going on after the play there, as BJ would say.
Corey with a 2-yard run last play, 1-yard run here, so it'll be interesting what Matt Morgan calls here, if he's going to do the same thing. I just watched number 24 for the Mustangs, Seth Northcutt, come in and give the play to Corey. So Corey still goes under center. This could be a handoff, actually, guys.
Corey goes out to the left side, trying to get to the sideline. He gets the first down. He's going to get more to the 20. He gets knocked down about the 15-yard line. Flag on the play.
That might be unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, it might be.
Brett.
By number 22 of the Plum Mustangs. 33.
As Jackson just said, they were starting to get some extracurricular activities on the field. Even though you used one of my words there.
And guys, we have a special treat tonight also, by the way. The Kiski Band will come on first, and the Kiski Band traditionally is, and it's an award-winning band. So we saw Plum's halftime show last week, which was their first of the year, and we will be able to see good halftime performance tonight. So, but that's in a while here. Penalty was on the Cavaliers, right?
Wow, I didn't see
it either. So I would seriously doubt you'd see the Mustangs pass the ball here, guys. They have it on the 6-yard line, 1st and 10, 7:15 left to go. I think we're going to see the ball on the ground.
Fumble. It looks like it was recovered by Corey Thomas there, though, right after the bad snap.
BJ was saying before the game, we were talking, he said the Kiski Band's supposed to be really good. So
yeah, the Kiski Band is really good. So
50-50 is at $1,200. $600 for the winner.
they're going to use their second timeout. Yeah, Matt Morgan just called their second timeout.
Interesting timeout call here by the Mustangs.
Yeah, definitely. In the red zone, you definitely want to make sure you get points out of this. Is there's still zeros on the board for both teams with 6:49 left in the second quarter.
It's hard to say that one touchdown could be it, but the way both these defenses have been playing, it's been It's been a real tight defense, so one touchdown could be a complete game changer. And like Mr. Broad said in the first quarter, one touchdown, the person who has a touchdown gets a very large advantage over the other team. I believe in that because these defenses have just been real good here.
And going into the second half, Kiski gets the ball back.
You're correct.
So going into the second half with a touchdown would be huge. And if they stop them 3 and out their first series, that would be a huge win for the Mustangs.
It would just be a momentum shifter. You know, if they get a touchdown here, hold them, maybe go down, get it real close.
I don't know if you talked about this in your intro, BJ, but Plum also got their first loss against Kiski last year at the Kiski football field. So as it's going to be a handoff to that number 33, Dakota Sunday, yeah.
You see the Plum Mustangs here definitely incorporating that fullback dive into their game plan here.
When you have someone like Dakota Sunday, I believe you could really use him. He was really good last week against Penn Hills at NA. He did a real great job, offensively and defensively.
Look for Marcus Thomas, just checked into the game, guys.
And it's interesting. You see, in my opinion, when Corey's playing quarterback, you just see.
Yeah.
I think he's a very well-respected guy for this football team. Is when people come on the field, he'll handshake him as he runs that up the middle and gets to about the 4-yard line. 2-yard line, the ref is going to spot him. But as I was saying, I just think he really is well-respected by this football team.
I'd have to agree.
Oh, this is going to be 4th down and goal. So looks like Jackson Godet going to kick. Yeah, he's going out there.
They're going for the field goal here. Hopefully they can put 3 on the board.
Yeah.
I really hope they get it. It's still a game changer. It's not a touchdown, but it's still points, you know.
Any kind of points in a game like this is good, especially when you score first. Mm-hmm. In a dogfight like this, it could definitely give you some momentum here. As the kick is up, and it is right through the uprights.
Good kick there by Jackson Godet.
Jackson Godet, I think, could have made that from about 35, 40 yards there as he put a charge into that ball.
So the Mustangs look like they will go into the second half with 3 or more points, it seems like. At least some points on the board would be great. So
I would say they would have 3 or more at half.
You know, you can't win a football game without scoring any points, you know.
As they say in baseball, it doesn't matter if the pitcher throws good and gives up a run, but your team scores none, then it doesn't matter how good you did.
Gotta score. First team to score has the advantage, so let's see if Plum Mustangs can capitalize with their momentum moving. I do think if they can get Kiski 3 and out here, it would just be a huge push. Hopefully, if they could get down there and score, well, it would be huge going into the second. It would be huge going into the third quarter.
I know this sounds crazy, but we saw the Mustangs start the game off last week with a onside kick here with 5:23 left in the second quarter. I say we do it. Get the ball back and score again before the half.
I think if you look at the kicking formation for Kiski, BJ, they got 3 to the right and 2 to the left, so they're kind of expecting it seems like.
It does appear that way. Maybe they watched the tapes from last week and they saw that the first play. Maybe they're worried about that. It's in the back of their mind, you know. Let's see what Jackson Godet can do here.
Maybe Jackson has the foot skills to try to do what Chris Boswell did last year against the, I believe it was the Ravens. He lines up for the kick. It's a great kick.
Wow, in the back of the end zone.
He's good. Touchback.
Interesting. I thought he was out of the end zone when he caught that ball, but
interesting. Well,
joined on the mic here by Garrick Poe. Garrick, how do you feel about this game so far?
It's a really close game. You can't say anything about that.
I agree with that. So the Kiski Cavaliers will start with the ball on the 20-yard line due to that touchback with a 1st and 10.
See if the
As you see a different quarterback in the game, it's Bryson Venanzio, excuse me.
See if the Mustangs can get a quick 3 and out here.
See that fake handoff, and PA to the right, as Jackson was talking about, throwing a little bit behind number 4.
There's 2 flags on the field behind the play.
I think it's a legal forward pass, so I think this one's coming back. But
Otherwise, good run there by number 4, Dane Fitzsimmons.
2 flags on the play.
There's 2 flags on the play there, so let's see if it's coming back or it's going to stay. Hopefully it's coming back.
Kiski coach is halfway on the field. It looks like his hands are up.
He's not happy. Doesn't appear happy.
There's 2 flags on the field, not just one, so this might be...
Could go either way.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's in our favor. That would be...
Looks like they're coming back.
yeah,
so.
looks like they're bringing the ball back. So
I do believe you had that right, BJ. I think it was a illegal forward pass. Good call.
I think Venanzio didn't make up his mind. I think he wanted to run it, and then he said, "Oh, number 4's open," so he kind of changed his mind real quick and tried to throw the ball. But I think he was just a little bit in front of the line of scrimmage there.
Right. Like I said, the righty-lefty, they run it. They just flip the plays. Because that looked very similar to the play they had with the lefty Ryan Wallace in. So they're going to move the Kiski Cavaliers back. It looks like 10 yards here.
Yeah, instead of an illegal forward pass, it was an illegal man downfield.
It's just 5 yards here, Jackson.
5 yards.
So that's good for the Mustangs. I mean, now you see what their quarterback will do. He likes to run out just like the last quarterback, so...
Yeah, as Mr. Barat said, I think it just gives him more time
that's
out of the pocket.
Yeah.
And if I could be wrong, but I believe the Mustangs 3 or 4 years ago did the same thing. They'd always roll out to the left or the right, depending on the quarterback, and
Play action
look to
pass again
go
to
to
the
the
right.
same exact play. And he tries to go to the same person.
He's running down. He gets tackled about the 18-yard line. Great interception by Hunter Fields.
There's a flag on the field, guys. Flag on the field.
Flag.
Interesting call there by Kiski, though, is they went to the same exact play. You see number 4 cutting right across the middle there, and he went to the same exact read. This time Hunter Fields was in position to make an amazing play.
Good read by him.
And it looks to be on Kiski offense because they're talking to Matt Morgan here, so looks like the Mustangs will get some good field position here, hopefully.
Hopefully they can score. That would be a huge momentum push for them.
Yeah.
Start out on great field position. Wow.
That was a great read by Hunter Fields, as you said, BJ.
Again, like you said, interesting play call. They ran the same play. They play action passed up the middle, ran it out to the right, and threw it.
And Hunter Fields was right there.
He had that red all the way. It was a good job.
I guess Kiski thought we got an 80-yard touchdown out of it the first time. Let's try it again, but this time it went to the Mustangs. So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs on the 14-yard line in the second quarter with 4:59 left.
As Corey Thomas comes out again, are they going to run? Are they going to use him to run again?
You see some interesting formations. They have 2 to the right, and Corey's trying to get to the outside.
He's getting a little bit. He maybe got a yard or 2 out of that one, but he got to the outside.
Another solid run from Corey Thomas. I mean, I said get him to the outside, see what happened. It's working. It really is working.
I'm very intrigued by this. They've run him a couple of times now in a row. I mean, it's sort of working. I feel like it could really work, but I'm very intrigued by that. It's interesting play calling. I like it though. It's Corey Thomas out there again.
You see these, I sort of want to call them like a pistol formation almost, but handoff to number
Marcus Thomas as he gets stuffed
25.
in the back. That appears to be a big loss there for the Plum Mustangs.
Seems like Kiski Cavaliers are picking up on the run game, so look for Corey to air one out here, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely, but you're definitely going to see a safe pass here as you're on the 13-yard line, so you definitely don't want to give the ball right back because Kiski basically gave you 3 points here as long as you make the field goal.
You're right. You don't want to lose any yards here. You want to gain at least a couple.
Or even you might want to just center the ball for Jackson so it's an easier kick for him. As you see the
Corey's
roll out right
and throw
to Dakota Sunday complete.
To Dakota Sunday. It looks
down to about the 8-yard line. So that would give him about a 4th and 4 to set up for.
Great job by Corey. I don't know if we got that on camera, but Corey took a big hit in the backfield and still got that ball off. So it looks like they're going to bring out the kicking team here, BJ.
Yeah, it does. As hopefully they can knock this one through the uprights too to put 6-0 up on that board.
It's not a touchdown, but it's still points. It's still good momentum for the Plum Mustangs here.
That's exactly right. And if they kick a field goal on every possession from here on out, they're bound to get 18 points. And in a game like this, if that's an offsides penalty, that'll give the Mustangs a first down. Let's see what the call is on the field.
Seems like the calls have been going their way today, BJ. Looks like
It's going to be a false start.
Yep.
So, not a big deal. I mean, instead of a, gotta do math here, instead of a 26-yarder, it's a 31-yarder.
31-yarder.
Well, during practice he was banging them through from around here, so hopefully he can do it again here.
Yeah, definitely, and especially with a righty kicker. I mean, you see it curve to the left, and they're on the right hash here. That's where Jackson likes to kick off from, so hopefully he'll put it right through. The snap, the kick, and it's right through the uprights again.
It's good.
Okay, so the Plum Mustangs now lead 6-0 over the Kiski Cavaliers with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in the second quarter. So
Great job. Way to turn Hunter Fields all around. Great job. Holding that ball too, BJ. I mean,
it's a way to get back.
Yeah, I mean
you start the play, you finish the play. It seemed like for him.
Jackson Gilday's having a day here with a couple field goals and, again, some good punts and good kickoffs to go with that.
Yeah, he's having a great day out there. You know, we went from the Kiski Cavaliers scoring a really long touchdown, bringing it back to an interception, and the Plum Mustangs getting a field goal out of it. That's good in itself.
You know me, I still really want to see that onside kick here.
And they may do it. It looks like they got the hands team almost out. They got Carson out there. They got number 18 for the Plum Mustangs. Don't really have my
Max
Matulsi out there, another wide receiver. He's a freshman, so look for them to do an onside kick almost.
The Kiski Cavaliers look prepared for it. They have 3 on the left side and 2 on the right. I don't know if they're thinking about it or not here. Let's see what happens.
And something interesting, Jackson consistently switches back and forth from the right and left hash when he kicks off. I don't know if there's
maybe it's just to make him uncomfortable, maybe out of place, so it's not consistent every time, maybe.
Or who knows, they could squib it here with 2:38, maybe not to make sure they return one.
Oh, he's going to put a leg on this one, guys.
Yeah, that's a good kick down to about the 3. And here comes
He's going to be
number 5 and just gets stopped. Number 5 is Tracy Moore. Just gets, I mean, kind of gave himself up there. He saw multiple Mustangs around him and just kind of went down to the ground.
It's a good kick by Jackson Gilday, as he's having a great day here, as Will said. He's doing a great job here.
It is, and you see the Cavaliers have not had good field position at all in this game. I mean, they're back down to their 18-yard line as you see Ryan Wallace trot back out as the quarterback. So obviously they're not happy with what Venanzio did. They're in that gun formation, so maybe they'll play action pass to the left here as they need a couple yards here quick as he stays in the pocket and goes deep. To number 1, and it's connected all the way down to the 36-yard line of the Mustangs.
He took a big hit there, BJ. He's down on the ground in the backfield.
Yeah, Ryan Wallace really got hit hard on that play.
That doesn't look good.
So it appears they put the lefty back in, Ryan Wallace, for that play, and he gets hit hard, and he's down on the ground here.
Official timeout.
And I know Ryan personally from playing baseball with him, so hopefully he's okay here. As he has had, I believe he's had multiple injuries to his ribs.
I'm sorry, I wasn't watching the play on the quarterback. I was watching the ball. Did anybody
see? I think Carson Ewing and Dakota Sunday were in there hitting them. One went low, the other one went high, and it just was a big hit lay on from Carson Ewing on the top. So
I believe it was Carson. I think he just put a shoulder pad into the one place where he doesn't have padding right in that stomach area.
But
I mean, most quarterbacks wear a flak jacket, but even still, I think
He's got to be in some pain. Hopefully he's okay. He's still down. He looks like he's in pain. His helmet comes off here.
Looks like number 9 for Kiski is going to come in. Bryson Venanzio is going to come in and replace him.
That's the guy that just threw a pick to the Mustangs last drive, so let's hope he can do it again here.
That was a great throw from him. Taking the hit and throwing it downfield and having a completion for that many yards. That's great.
I mean, that throw is to about what? You say the 45, the 40-yard line? Because you see Ryan Wallace get up and walk off under his own power, starts to jog a little bit. But, I mean, that's, for a high school quarterback, that's about a 40-yard pass almost.
That's a good pass right there, yeah.
That's pretty good arm strength there to get it that far.
And to take the hit, I mean.
Yeah, and he stood in to take the hit, so, I mean, really.
He may have just gotten the wind knocked out of him. He probably just got the wind knocked out of him. He gets up and jogs away. I believe he'll be all right. He'll be back in a couple plays, or maybe he'll sit out the rest of this second quarter and come back next half.
Yeah, I'm trying to spot him on the sideline here. Maybe we could see if he's sitting down somewhere, or if he's what they're going to decide to do with him here. So the Kiski Cavaliers will have a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line here. The Plum Mustangs 38-yard line.
Good field position they're starting after that pass. That was a good play there. Let's see what they can do with it.
It definitely was. Looks to throw to the screen to the right. Complete to number 3.
There's a fumble on the play as that tackle was made by number 21 of the Plum Mustangs. Colton Robb made that tackle and forced that fumble, but it was recovered by the Kiski Cavaliers there.
That was number 3, Jessup Wilson, who fumbled for the Cavaliers there.
Go with the no huddle here, B.
Yeah, I mean, with a minute 40 left, you need about 38 yards, 37 yards, so you definitely need to go quick. Going out to the left here. Oh, what a play.
Play by number 24 of the Plum Mustangs, Seth Norcutt with that stop there.
Height really had an advantage there, guys.
That's a very good pass deflection there by Seth Norcutt there. Excuse me. I lost my train of thought.
The Kiski Cavaliers still have 3 timeouts left. I'm interested. I'm interested why they haven't used. Well, I didn't know why they didn't use one last play, but I'm sure they'll use one in the next minute and 30 seconds here.
Thinking maybe they, depending on what they do here, they might not use a timeout, especially if they don't get the first. But it is, as Mr. Broad said, in that no man's land, is you see number 9 just evade and get sacked by number 75, Aaron Scheffler.
He's done a great job offensively blocking that, offensively and defensively. He blocked that kick back in the first quarter.
And like I said, sorry, Will, to interrupt you, but I think they're in that no man's land, as Mr. Bell was talking about, on the 40-yard line. You don't know if to punt or throw, so I think they're going to, I assume they'll go for it on 4th down here, as they call it a timeout. So
the Kiski Cavaliers use their first time out here.
As we heard in the TV room, here, BJ Jackson, he likes to go by Big Hoss Scheffler.
Is that true? I'm not sure.
He did say that in class today. He said he wanted to be known as Big Hoss Scheffler.
So 4th and 12 here for the Cavaliers. As we've been saying before, it must be tiring for these Mustangs. I mean, you see multiple guys playing on both sides of the ball here.
Especially Aaron.
Aaron, Mike Giannuzzi, Dakota Sunday.
Yeah.
Corey Thomas is out there at linebacker.
Wow. Dakota's out there every single play, even on offense and defense. He's running the defense right now.
Venanza rolls out to the right.
Wow.
And a good pass to number 1, Jake Kalechi, who just gets taken down at about the 25-yard line.
You're going to have to call another timeout here. You assume, oh wait, no, the timeout, oh wait, did they call it?
I think here it is.
Oh, yep, they did.
So the second charge timeout for the Kiski Cavaliers. As the Mustangs still leading 6-0 with about a minute and 11 left in the second quarter here. Mustangs looking to hopefully go into halftime with a lead, as Kiski Cavaliers threatening to score here.
Mustang offense really looking sharp ever since Corey stepped in at quarterback. So see if they come out with him in the second half. I'd assume that he'd still be in the second half. I mean, this offense really just looks well run with him in quarterback. I mean, you have that option of throwing and running the ball.
Right.
And keeps the defense on their heels. So,
like you said, BJ, it's got to be tiring. It's a little bit chilly out there. Obviously, up in the booth, it's a little bit warmer, but out there, I can tell you it's chilly. So I'm sure they're getting real tired here.
I believe it's gone down to about 40 degrees. It's good football weather, as they say, as there's a screenplay to number 2, Ross Grease, who gets stopped
on the line
by, I believe, number 3, who is not
Carson Ewing. Carson down, yes. Feels more like October weather right now rather than September 1st. You know, This whole week has been a little bit chilly. So
empty backfield here, BJ.
He drops back, runs to the left, cuts back up the middle, passes deep. Caught by number 24 as he gets to the 1 or 2 yard line here.
They're going to have
for Charlie Kuhn.
They're going to use their third timeout.
Yep, with 30 seconds left in this second quarter.
And that makes sense here because you got to think since they called that timeout there, they'll have 3 shots at the end zone before they kick a field goal as long as the quarterback doesn't get sacked.
Really testing the Mustangs defense here. Sorry, Will.
And sorry for cutting you off, Jackson. Seems like backup quarterbacks for the Mustang and the Cavaliers are really working. Mustangs had Corey Thomas step in at the beginning of the second quarter, and now having Bryson step in and control this offense. It's really working for both teams. So we saw a defensive play. Now we're seeing a quarterback showdown, it seems like.
Yeah, and as I was looking at the Kiski sideline, Ryan Wallace has stepped back into the huddle, but Bryson Venanzio's in there too, so let's see who they trot out there for the
looks like Bryson's going to take a seat.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan and Bryson are going to take a seat here.
Maybe they'll have their fullback take one in, BJ.
They're going to do a fullback run up the middle, you think?
As we said, though, they like to have those. Maybe this quarterback is just a power back and to try to drill it in here as they're on like a kneel formation almost.
And a flag.
There was a flag on the play. 2 flags on the play.
Number 25 on the Kiski area. Drusen this.
He's been hurting us a lot here out of the backfield.
He's been doing a good job back there.
They just get pushed back. Thanks for that.
Number 25 also in the Kiski area, for the Kiski area Cavaliers is a 2-way player. He's on defense and on offense. He's done a great job for them both ways, I think.
Yeah, you don't really see a lot of one-way players except the kickers, obviously.
I believe in high school it's a lot more common to have a 2-way player because you want them to be more versatile. So if they do go off to college, they have more options to go as a defense or offense.
So number 2 is
Ross Grease.
Number 2 is now the quarterback for Cavaliers, Ross Grease, as BJ just said.
And the Mustangs trying to get loud here, making sure Kiski can't hear.
Matt
trying to get one, and he did, just in time, because I saw it from here. But
is that his third and final, BJ?
Yes, I think it is. It's their third and final timeout.
So both teams here out of timeouts here in the second quarter with 30 seconds to go.
Longest 30 seconds ever, it seems like.
See, I like that timeout right there because he waited just long enough to see what they were going to do because they partially ran their routes, so he sort of kind of got a feel for what was going on.
BJ, I agree with that. Now that they saw some of their routes, it's kind of a cat and mouse game if they're going to run that again or they're going to switch it up.
So do you think Bryson's going to step back in here, or do you think they're going to keep the number 2, Ross Grease, out there?
I think it depends here. I think they have 2 different guys for a reason. I think it just depends on who does what better, as it looks like Ross Grease is trotting back out here. And interesting, you don't know if they're going to go back to that same play there as they did at the beginning of the second quarter, and it ended up being a pick. So
Seems like Ross Grease is back out there, guys.
looks like the same formation from what they were in, but maybe they switched the play up here.
Mustangs may be prepared for this.
Ross Grease rolls out to the left, looks to
Pass to the
throw.
end zone, incomplete. That pass was intended for number 6 of the Kiski area Cavaliers, Luke Lander.
It was him, and I saw it number 29 in the area, Khalil Collins, but it was kind of just in between both of them. You couldn't really see who he was trying to connect with.
I think when they decide of what quarterback they're going to put in, I think with Reese they're going to run the ball, like he's going to get it and he's going to run out and try to get a pass. I think with Bryson Venanzo, I think they're going to more like get the ball handed off maybe and try to get a play there.
Yeah, as we see Bryson trots back out on the field
Let's see what
here,
they
so
do.
I guess Ryan Wall is still a little shaken up here. He is the reason they got down this far almost, as he got him down to the 38. So high snap, there's a flag.
Play. Pass to the
There's
end
the
zone.
back corner,
Another flag.
just incomplete, I believe, at the far side of the end zone there. But there is a flag on the field, as we said.
Some players standing around with their arms up,
There
wondering
might
what's
be
going on.
Illegal procedure, as Mr. Barat just whispered in my ear. Illegal procedure from number 2 on the Kiski. Number 2 on Kiski Cavaliers is Ross Grease. So, and then have pass interference. It seems like so. I don't know if these are offsetting penalties, BJ, or.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's going to talk to the Kiski coach here, so we'll see. Looks like he said he wants to decline the penalty, so we'll see what's going on here. But
Illegal shift, Kiski.
They both be offsetting here, so.
Plum. Those penalties offset replay. Second down.
so just about 20.9 seconds here as you see those offsetting penalties for the Mustangs.
Longest
The end
30
of this
seconds.
quarter is
Yeah.
lasting for a good minute and a half now rather than 30 seconds.
Yeah, it really has, especially because you see a couple timeouts called by each team here at the end of the half. Definitely trying to be strategical here, not letting the other team score or trying to put the ball in the end zone.
Plum getting
Well, what do you think they're going to run here?
I think another pass play.
I
It
think
seems
they're
like
gonna
they're
try
gonna.
the same thing.
Yeah, this seems like they have the same thing going right here.
Oh, it's a bull rush by the Mustangs.
No pass interference there, so that's a good play. By number 24, Seth Norcutt.
That was a great job by him as to
And the pressure coming in there was Carson Ewing and Hunter Fields. So Hunter Fields being a cornerback, don't really see him blitz much, but ran basically right up the middle there. As all you have to do with that spread line, you just got to put 3 or 4 guys in the same gap and just let them run.
So we got third and goal with 17.8 seconds left. Look for another pass play here, BJ and Jackson. They really don't like to hand the ball off when Bryson's back at quarterback. So
Yeah, especially with no timeouts.
oh, play action pass. He tries to
You
get up
can't
the middle.
get sacked.
He's starting to run the ball. He spin move.
it's gonna be
Looks like
down.
it's
Down at the 1, and the clock is running. They do not have a timeout.
They're saying
6,
spike.
5, 4.
They can't spike. It's
3,
4th down, I
2,
believe.
1.
And that was poor execution there by the Kiski Cavaliers. That is just great defense.
Great job. Woo. That was a great job by the Mustangs defense right there. I can't believe they held them there for that long. They were there for a good minute and 11 seconds, and they held them there. Good job.
Great defensive stances from the Mustangs. I mean, we said they should go into this half with a lead, and they did. I mean, this was probably the turning point of the game. I feel like they held them here, and this is the Mustangs go into the next half kicking the ball off, so they have to get them with a quick 3 and out. Then they get the ball back and see what their offense can do.
You know, I think they've done a great job defensively right there. That sets a tone for the next half right there. That was amazing what we just saw right there.
And you got to think, I mean, that was just poor execution as well by Kiski.
Yep.
I mean, if he's going to run that ball, he's got to get it in the end zone or he's got to get out of bounds. Because the fact that he ran right down to about the 1-yard line, and then there was just about 10 seconds left, so they really didn't know what they wanted to do because it was fourth Was it third or fourth down? I thought it was going to be
It would
fourth.
have
that's
been
what I thought.
fourth if they would have selected. It would have been fourth down there.
So either way, they had to get in that end zone.
So they had to figure out something, and and it was crazy because it was just a timeout before that play, so they could have talked about, hey, if we run this ball here, what's going to happen? So as we see the Kiski band walking out on the field here, and as we said, these are two of the more prestigious bands in the area, so we're going to let you guys watch these bands here, and we'll talk about the second half whenever we get back.
muscles. Wait, he's with the brains. What would make you? The muscles and the brain.
Middle child
Yeah.
syndrome. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
This is the old stuff. This is the same thing that's in my room, but it's called a TriCaster as opposed to a TriCaster. We can do effects and stuff, but we're not there yet. But it's going to, what I'm waiting on is Battle CRISPR. We need to get a modem because the Wi-Fi's horrible. But we can run a cord from out of the back of the Daytronics into this. And so we'll be able to put like a little box which will have anything that's on the scoreboard. You can put on the distance, score. It automatically does. It filters right in. That's awesome. Yes. So how's Zach came home?
He's a ball boy today.
Is he? Good for him.
Yeah. And Matt asked him.
He has 27. That's 24.
There's 6 juniors on it.
So now he's like 27 seniors. He will be down if everyone from the junior high comes up. He'll have 40. They might not have.
They might be 7 seniors, 6 seniors. That's it. That's, you know as well as I do. You win when you have some juniors on. Yes. A lot of seniors.
They keep the ball.
Well, Rhodes always said it's like every sophomore you start, that's 1 loss. How many freshmen are we starting? I think we got 2 starting, right? What's that, 10? It's hard.
They're going to step away from No, but just to make sure, I don't want God forbid if they obey,
The second half of tonight's show begins with the glad and military killing of two unparalleled, featuring a drumline
Student section in the super
as
has
a
a
final number, the band will bring us to a close with the popular and jazzy Hourglass.
right there. It's white.
This is the latest in the system.
I said I heard it was funny. Maybe
happened for me today too was I've honestly never heard of it. You know about it.
The other guys voted down.
I don't know, Isaiah was pretty good.
Excuse me, yeah, but
Isaiah was pretty good first. This is the first. You're going to keep growing. Yeah. What's his last name? Yeah. I haven't seen it. When do we want to start, Will? Probably like 2 minutes. All right, 2-minute warning. No, let's start 2% off. Try to finish this piece. Let's right here. Run it. Oh, wait, 1 second. It's just like an
Yeah, sorry, guys.
I'd rather it was pizza on this. Here you have some. No. Right. I said you got
Welcome back. As we're gonna talk about the what the Plum Mustangs can do to improve after this first half here. What are you guys' thoughts, BJ and Will?
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go first. I have a few things here. One is I think they need to produce a little more points. I mean, obviously, 6 points. I mean, 6-0 is good. Don't get me wrong, but excuse me, obviously want to keep improving. Maybe get some touchdowns on the board here in the second half. As you see, both teams take the field, start warming up here, and all in all, I think it's just the offense that needs to maybe pick it up just a little. I mean, they definitely did well in the first half, though, once we saw Corey Thomas step in at quarterback. But the defense definitely playing well here as they got that big stop at the end of the second quarter there, which just everybody went crazy for, which was ridiculous. And then the defense needs to just keep doing what they're doing. How about you, Will? What do you think?
like you said, B, just think that the defense just needs to keep doing what they're doing. The big thing for me is getting this practically pass game under control. Their offensive firepower has really been clicking tonight with how they've been playing. With how they've been playing, I mean, Corey Thomas has really stepped in and led this team that second quarter. Let's see if he can carry into the second half. But also, it looks like they have another kicker warming up, BJ, as you don't see Jackson O'Day out there. It looks like number 99 for the Mustangs. Josh Cummings is warming up. It looks like maybe a little soreness, as I was hearing from him for the past couple of days. He said that his groin has really been bothering him, but it looks like he's out there now with a roller, trying to roll out, get that lactic acid out of his legs. So this Mustang offense really just needs to start clicking. This defense really needs to get it through it out, and we'll see what happens.
No, I agree with both of you. I think that they did a great job the end of the second quarter there, stopping them. They had a good minute and a half, and they were within the 10-yard line, and they got stopped. That just really shows the strength of the Mustang defense, and everyone here was truly very excited whenever the time ran out and they stopped them there at about the 1-yard line. It was truly exciting, and that was a great tell for their defense. And their offense has done a great job here so far, just getting 2 field goals. But 2 field goals and a lot can go for 2 field goals in this type of game with 2 defensively heavy teams. But in this second quarter, I feel like a good kickoff, and then they stop them 3 and out, get the ball back, go down and score a touchdown. That'll really seal the fate. That'll really seal the fate of the Kiski Cavaliers, because I feel like they're going to be expecting to get out there and just score the ball as it's getting a lot chillier out here, about 57 degrees, and the players really needing to warm up. As you could see, Aaron Scheffler using a roller to roll out his legs, and a lot of players really warming up here, trying to get stretched out in this cold weather.
57, but to me it feels like 45.
Yeah, it does feel a lot colder than it is as we're about to get started here at the third quarter here.
And we're in the booth. They're down on the field.
I can't imagine. Yeah, the booth is a bit chilly. Imagine down there, it probably feels a lot colder with the wind and all.
The big factor for the Mustangs going into this half is what quarterbacks starting are going to be out there for Kiski Cavaliers. I mean, you have Ethan. I mean, you have Bryson that could start. You have Ryan Wallace that we didn't see him after that big hit laid on by Carson Ewing, and then you also have Ross Grease that we saw at the end of the second quarter. Coming into this second half, we saw him playing around a little bit. So it's interesting to see what Kiski Cavaliers do, and that will really have an effect on how the Mustangs go at him defensively. I mean, we saw Ross Grease move around. He's more of a mobile quarterback, and then we saw Bryson. Bryson's more of a running around outside the pocket and then throwing it, not more of staying in the pocket. And Wallace is more of a inside the pocket guy. So we'll see what they come out with here and see what the Mustangs do to attack them defensively and offensively. See if the Mustangs change anything up after they see that they're just keep loading up in the defense in that box, as Mr. Brock said, with blitzing and everything. I mean, obviously they're going to change something up, and with quarterback, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I mean, this is going to be an interesting half to watch, and this first series I think, could break the game if the Mustangs let up a quick touchdown or just let them have a quick touchdown. I mean, this is going to be an interesting half.
I totally agree with you. That move from when they had Anthony Little in there, the 10th grader, who's done a great job here for the Plum Mustangs, and then they put Corey Thomas in there, who ran the ball the first 4 or 5 times, and then he went out to his pass after he got the run established. He did a great job out there after putting him in there. So I'm very interested to see who's going to start out there and what they're going to do.
So it seems like Jackson Godet's out there. Looks like the groin hasn't been bothering him all day, it seems like, but stretching it out. So
it might just be a precautionary measure here, just in case he ends up getting hurt. They want to be able to have somebody ready to go, especially in this cold weather.
Yeah, you're right. With this cold weather, you really want to be ready to go and stretched out because it may take a little bit longer.
Look out for the squib here kick. BJ, you've been looking for it all day, so this is going to be pretty interesting to see what goes on. Here comes the kick. Jackson. That's a line drive kick.
Oh, he's going up the middle, he stops, he cuts to the left, he's going on the side.
He's running through that. Jackson Godet's down.
Jackson Godet's down on the ground.
Jackson Godet is down the field.
Kiski Cavaliers run it back for a touchdown from the
There's a flag on the play though, Jackson. There's a flag near the 40-yard line.
I feel like it may have been roughing the kicker on that. I wasn't watching him, I was watching the ball. Did anybody see? Or maybe he just hurt himself, because is there a flag on the play?
All the coaches are pointing towards the Kiski sideline. So it looks like this one's going to be coming back, guys.
You know,
that was a good run by Kiski, but it looks like there'll be a legal block on their back almost.
Yeah, that happened to them in the second quarter. They had a touchdown play. It was about 80 yards, and then it was brought back because of a illegal player run or something.
Something like that.
This is kind of interesting here. They call holding on both teams.
So would that be a touchdown?
It's offsetting penalties, and I think they're going to have to re-kick here.
Wow.
And Jackson's down the field, so
is he going to be okay to kick off the next one? Who knows? They might have to call in number 99, the freshman from Plum, Joshua Cummings.
Oh,
See
yeah,
what happens here.
Yeah. Doesn't look like Jackson's too good as he's limping off the field here.
This could get ugly, guys. There's been some back and forth between Plum and Kiski all game, and now this might be the nail on the head. This could get ugly here. You never know.
As Jackson goes on the sideline to stretch it out, see what Josh Cummings can do on this kick.
Seems to be okay though, given that good stretch over on the sideline here. Did anybody catch to see who they trotted out at quarterback? Yeah. See, they are going to re-kick here, as I thought they would. So number 99, as we said, Joshua Cummings, goes out to take the second half kickoff here, which it's kind of weird to say considering 18 seconds already ran off the clock.
Let's see if the Mustangs try a squib kick here or just see if they can boot this one away.
Sorry to interrupt you, but number 99, Joshua Cummings, will now be the kicker instead of Jackson Gilday. He's a lefty. He's a lefty kicker.
Look on the right side, BJ. They have Carson, and they have Corey Thomas out there, it seems like, on the right side. Oh, that's a big kick. That's a good kick.
Good kick by Josh Cummings there. Takes it about the 9-yard line. He goes up the middle. He cuts down to the right. It's going right to the middle.
Wow.
Gets about 30 yards on that gain.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but completely away from the play. Number 2, Ross Grease just picked up number 21 for the Plum Mustangs. Colt Robb and threw him to the ground. There was no need for that, so obviously we're going to see a lot of chippiness this half, BJ. A lot of penalties are going to be flying, so the Mustangs just need to get away from that. They just need to get away from the physical play.
Definitely, as we see Ryan Wallison at quarterback, but obviously they'll be frustrated because they just had a touchdown on a kick return and then it got called back, so it doesn't give him a reason to do it, but I can see why he did it. But unfortunate the refs missed that there because they'd be down to about the 16 instead of the 31.
Especially if they go 3 and out here, BJ, that would really put a damper on their parade.
Motion in the backfield here. Handoff number 2, Ross Grease.
Still manages to gain about a yard or two. Ross Grease there, getting out of a little bit of a pickle there.
Yeah, number 24 for the Mustangs. Seth Norcutt couldn't wrap him up there, so
he's been sort of their
tackler.
He's done a great job. He's kind of like an I don't want to say underdog, but not a much spoken name up here. I don't want to say,
Yeah.
He doesn't get enough credit. I think he does a great job.
Yeah, we've said his name multiple times here in this game so far.
This defensive line needs to come through here, guys. The big stop. Looks like they're going to hand the ball off again. Maybe
you see them in the I formation here again.
A little bit of a bad snap. Snaps it out to the right. Number 2, Reese. He gets stuffed in the back. Good job by the Plum Mustangs defense there, wouldn't you say?
Tackled by Seth Norcutt and Carson Ewing again.
He's been all over the place. He's been very good for them so far.
As I took the words out of Will's mouth as he was in the middle of saying it, but
they throw the lefty back out there, Ryan Wallace. So it seems that he's all right. He's been may have just got the wind knocked out of him back in that first half. So.
Yeah, he's running back and forth to get those plays.
Yeah,
he's definitely
he's okay. Yep.
See if they're gonna pass here, BJ, or who they're gonna pass it to. I mean,
with a 3rd and 15, you would assume so. Play action pass, runs to the left, tosses it out to number 11 as he gets stopped before the line of scrimmage with another loss of 2.
Number 11, Andrew Mason. Wow. Stopped by
Dakota Sunday there.
Yeah, 33, Dakota Sunday. His jersey's kind of rolled up. It's hard to see.
That was a great 3 and out by them. They did a very good job of stuffing them there. I mean, with a 4th and 15, they're going to punt the ball away here to Hunter Fields, who's in the backfield.
See if Hunter... get some players off here. Mustangs do.
You got to think this is interesting because we've seen the Mustangs defense play really well here.
Pretty good
high kick.
Hunter receives it.
Catch called for.
Good move. Gets a block. He has a block. He's going up the middle. Good job by Hunter Fields there as he gains about 15 to 20 yards there with that run up the middle.
That was
down at midfield.
Yeah, that was a good blocking by the Mustangs there. Really opened up a hole for Hunter to run straight through, and he saw that hole. He took advantage of it. got to the 50-yard line, my bad. So let's see what the Mustangs do here. If they're just going to keep running the ball with Corey, or if they're going to see if the throwing game with Corey works here.
I'm interested to see what they do here.
Yeah, it seems like the Kiski isn't going to change what they'll be doing. It seems like they're going to load up that box again, as Mr. Barat said at the beginning of the game. They're going to load up the box and see what happens.
Corey's back there again.
What's interesting is they don't have one wide receiver on the field. There's nobody out wide.
Yeah.
So they know what's coming.
Yeah. Oh,
play action passes. Corey gets away. He's going to cut up the middle and get stopped in the backfield. Lost about 3 yards there.
And the fact that he only lost 3 yards there was incredible.
He was back about 10 yards.
Yeah, he was back to the 35, I was going to say so. He got out of it, so. No.
Although it wasn't what we wanted, it was still a good play there by Corey to make sure that he at least got back closer to the line of scrimmage than what he was.
I mean, we saw there, BJ, they pretty much sent everyone besides like 4 people.
I mean, they started it off with a play action pass, so maybe that'll put a little seed in the Kiski Cavaliers' minds that they're not going to run it every time, because I feel like that's what they thought they were going to do with that formation that they set up with.
Here we go again, BJ. No wide receivers.
Let's see what they do here.
And it's interesting because they have 2 running backs to the left here.
Corey's
really power here to the outside.
Wow.
He loves that stiff arm.
Did you see that guy, number 5 for Kiski, just got pushed down? Tracy Moore. He tried diving on Corey's legs and Corey just pushed him away. Shows the power that Corey holds in his arms. It's just.
Corey reminds me a lot of a James Conner for Pitt. He really loves that stiff arm, and he'll run you over if you get in his way. That's for sure.
So I don't know if you guys can see this, but Jacksonville Day is slowly limping and stretching out that leg on the sidelines. He seems to be limping a bit, so we'll see if he can hop back into the game and see what he can do.
Two wide receivers out. 2 running back.
Corey drops back. Deep pass intended for number 11.
Wow.
Wide on the sideline.
Nope. That's a
flag on the play too.
I believe Nick Saluka pushed off there, if I'm not wrong.
I think I saw that too. So that one's going to be coming back.
Well,
we'll see what the call is here, but
we believe it's against the Mustangs.
Yeah. Pass interference offense. So.
I mean, great play by Corey.
Good play by Corey. Good catch by Nick.
I think if he just put a little more air under it and got it a little bit further down the field.
A little bit more.
Yeah, you see Nick had to cut back to come and catch that ball behind him. I mean, it was a great catch, granted, but it could have been a lot better if it would have been in front of him.
So they put the Mustangs back to that 35 here, BJ and Jackson.
Wow.
Third down.
Yeah.
Third down, they have to get to the Kiski 40, so.
3rd down and 25 here from the 35-yard line, as Will said.
I'd say it's a pass play coming, boys.
Hey, you never know. They could run a draw here and just try to get more.
3 wideouts here coming as Corey Thomas is in the backfield.
Don Carsono's in the slot here, guys.
Well, it looked like something was going on there as everyone was slow to the.
Corey tries to run the ball to the sideline as he gets stopped.
I mean, they didn't really set a blitz as the Mustangs were hoping, so really were trying to catch the Kiski Cavaliers on their heels, but couldn't. So that was a good play by Corey. You know, he didn't see anything downfield, at least pick up some yardage for, I think it's going to be Josh coming out here to kick this one away. Yeah, it's going to be Josh coming out here to kick this one away, so.
Maybe they're just going to give Jackson a little bit of a break here, stretch it out.
Yeah, see how good his punts are, see if they match Jackson.
His kickoff was great. It was pretty far. It had a lot of.
Josh Cummings, also a soccer player.
Wow, great kick by the lefty Josh Cummings. He's going to get a good bounce too.
Picked up by number 1, Jake Kalechi.
I'm surprised he picked that up, BJ.
I am surprised. That was a good job by him.
That was going.
Knocked down at about.
That looked like it was going into the end zone.
So they get to about the 25-yard line as they're setting up for their 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 for the Kiski Cavaliers here on their own 26-yard line with just about 7:35 left in the third quarter here.
See if the Mustangs can take another good defensive stance here.
And one of the teachers here, Mr. Perenni, wanted me to give a shout out to his son, who's the ball boy, number 26 down there. So figured now's the time to do it while there's a stoppage in play.
As we have the little Mustangs helping out for the football game today. Usually see them throughout the season, so.
Yeah, it's good to see that because they're far away, but they're the future of this football program here. So.
They are the future of this football program, so.
And I guess I missed what happened, but the Cavaliers are now back to the 8-yard line.
So look for, they got number 2 in for the quarterback. Ross Grease is back in. He's going to quarterback draw.
You see him, every time he gets the ball, it looks like he's trying to run at quarterback. He's always running the ball whenever he gets it.
I think that's what they need to realize. I'm sure they know it. Ross Grease, whenever they put him in, it's more of a running type of play, and then they throw in like a Bryson Veninzo or like a Ryan Wallace, and they're going to drop back and try to throw it over the middle or deep or
looks like they
screen. It's an interesting strategy by the Kiski Cavaliers there by doing that.
You see Dom Carlosano playing a little bit of safety here for the Mustangs. Here comes the snap, and it looks like an end around here.
Taken by number 6.
He just hit Ashton and Aaron Sheffler and fell straight down.
And what do you know? Corey Thomas makes the tackle.
He can do it all, man. Offense, defensively.
Wide receiver, running back.
So 3rd and 10 here. Excuse me, 3rd and 8 for the Cavaliers
on their
10-yard line.
Yep. So let's see if Plum can make a defensive stand. That's 2 3 and outs in a row if they can do. That's huge.
If they can get this stop here, sorry to interrupt you, Will, but if they get this stop here, they're going to have good field position. Sack at the 1-yard line.
That may be safe. No, that would be at the 1-yard line.
That's going to be difficult to punt out of, so it's going to get Plum Mustangs in great field position.
I believe it was 52. Mike Giannuzzi here made that sack.
Sorry, BJ, took the words right out of my mouth, Jackson. Great. Looks like they're going to get great field position here. As you'll see, like the kick maybe go out to the 50-yard line, 45-yard line, somewhere around there.
See Hunter Fields is in the back, waiting to receive the kick. Hopefully he can do something good with the ball.
Kick is up, almost blocked by Carson.
It's a high punt, but Hunter calls for the fair catch and catches it about the 40-yard line. So Plum will have good field position here to start off their side of downs here.
Great field position. Look for them to tack on another scoring drive here. As Corey Thomas is going to come back out here.
Like you said, BJ, in the first quarter or the second quarter, you said, if they score, if it's even a field goal every set of downs, you could get at least 18, which is that's a good number here with these two defensive teams. The way that Plum's defense has been playing, that's a lot.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see because we've never had Joshua Cummings kick a field goal in a game before. As I think Jackson said, he is a freshman, so it'll be interesting if they can't put the ball in the end zone here, but get in a field goal position, see what happens.
Get off to Marcus Thomas.
He's lost about 2 yards.
Yeah.
I think as we said, they got to start throwing the ball here. I think Kiski's catching on to the run plays here, and
and Corey's not shy with the arm either. Sorry, BJ. Corey's not shy with the arm. He likes to air one out. So
is number 2, Dom Carlosano, going back there. Is he gonna take some as quarterback here, you think, guys?
No, I think Corey's staying there. I think
so?
That's what got him here. So
yeah, we saw Dom take some slot receiver as he is right now.
Yeah, there he is
in the slot. So
Corey snaps the ball, drops back, looks for a pass, throws it deep to his man Dom Carlosano. Is just barely over his head.
Corey also took a hit by number 2,
Ross Grease.
He's everywhere.
That's a good hit. Just a bit over Dom's head. If it was just a little bit less, and if he let it a little bit less, it would have been a great pass.
Corey looks a little shaken up after that hit, but seems to be okay.
Yep. they're going to take him out for a play. Have Anthony Little go back in.
Yeah, I mean, that was a clean hit, but it was definitely a good hit by Ross Grease.
May have got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah.
He's kneeling on the sideline now, probably catching his breath, taking a minute. So let's see, this is the time for Anthony Little to shine right now with 3rd and 12 here to go in the 3rd quarter with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. See what they can do.
Gotta get the play off.
Snaps the ball.
Oh, swallowed up.
Marcus Thomas, absolutely.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but it was interesting. It looked to be a trick play. It looked like Marcus was going to throw down the field as we had a couple receivers going down there, but there was just no time.
You know, with the Kiski Cavaliers defense, they blitz almost 90% of the time. So when you have, if you could have that much time, your offensive line would have to be so elite, and that they just didn't have enough time, or else it would have worked.
Josh Cummings back on the field for the punt.
And I put money on it that they blitz more than 90% of the time as well.
It's been almost every play, it seems like.
Especially with
Definitely.
especially with Corey out there, it's gonna
punt is up. It's a good punt.
Bounce a little.
Yeah, that's the 20, 18-yard line, 16-yard line. So that's not bad.
Take a Mustang roll. That was good.
Those Mustangs rolls.
I still think it's crazy how they got that punt back before whenever they snapped over their punter's head.
That was the 2nd quarter. That was a great punt. It was a great
play all around.
I mean, I've never seen someone snap it over the punter's head, retrieve it, and then kick a great punt for it to land on, like, what was it, the 8 or 7 yard line.
Pinned him back, and the kick was at like the 35 or the 40.
It was a great.
First and 10 here.
Cuts up the middle. He gets a block. He's going up the middle. Does a spin move. Gets to the first down, maybe.
Looks like Aaron Scheffler's down, guys.
Tackled by number 7, Hunter Fields, but that's not good for us.
As that's our center too, guys.
He's been great both ways, offense, defensively. Their center, that would be not good.
At the beginning of the second half here, you saw him rolling his legs out, so maybe it could be a leg injury here.
Hopefully he's okay here.
Big Hoss Aaron, as he likes to be called.
Big Hoss Aaron, Big Hoss Chef.
As you see, good sportsmanship from Kiski, kneeling too.
We'd like to thank East Suburban Sports Medicine.
I hope he's all right. It would be a shame if they lost him for the rest of the game. He's been huge, offensively snapping, defensively on their defensive front. He's one of the reasons that they can get in their offensive line every time consistently.
Him and Carson have been back there, bothering that quarterback.
Can't forget about Mike Giannuzzi either.
Yeah, Mike Giannuzzi's been back there.
He doesn't get enough credit either. He's back there almost every play. He does a great job.
And Dakota Sunday's stepping up. This whole defense pretty much has had a chance of getting to the quarterback, except Dom and Hunter, which are the safeties. So
as he takes his helmet off, let's hope he's all right.
Looks like he's gonna roll over on his back. Maybe it has something to do with his knee. It looks like they're looking at his knee now.
It looks like it could be a knee or ankle. Hopefully it's not that ankle. Hopefully someone didn't roll over it. That would be.
I think it was last year, BJ, we saw. Did he have a knee injury last year? I think so.
Last year he did have a knee injury, I believe. I'm not sure though.
I think it was his wrist. Remember, he snapped.
It was his wrist. Yeah, he was in a cast for a long time. Yeah, I remember that.
So this
isn't what you want. Your first game of the season with your
senior
one of your top stars. Yeah, Aaron Scheffler.
He's a senior, so good sportsmanship.
He's all right. Yeah, good sportsmanship by number 25 of the Kiski Cavaliers.
Interesting enough, the fact that he came over, it makes me feel like he might have took out his legs or something when he tried to block it, maybe.
Yeah.
Troy Kuhn.
But like we said, good sportsmanship by him to come over and make sure that he's all right.
Oh no, that was Drew Biss. I read the wrong name. Sorry about that.
I hope he's all right. I hope he ends up okay.
Yeah.
That would be a horrible loss for the Plum Mustangs if he can't come back.
Looks like they're gonna get the gator out. Put him on that. Hopefully he's okay.
It's definitely it's a blow to this defensive line, so you got to see maybe somebody else can step up here and not take his role, but fill it for the time being. Because as we said, the Mustangs are still winning this game 6-0 with 3:33 left in the third quarter here.
Just looking at this roster, BJ, they have a lot of defensive line people to step up. I mean, this is going to be interesting to see who they put in. Maybe Jacob George is going to get a couple snaps here, see how he does. So this is going to be interesting to see who they put in, as Aaron's still down on the field. So,
Man,
this is not
that's not what you want your first game. It's not.
Yeah,
You lose your number one center,
Yeah.
and you lose your defensive star on the O-line.
But once they get back out on the field and things settle down, it'll be 2nd and 1, ball on the Cleveland Cavaliers 27. So
Kiski-Cavaliers.
Kiski-Cavaliers. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Thinking of basketball.
Yeah,
Wants it to be basketball season.
I would just want to be in the warmth. So
That's true.
Just think about Kyrie Irving being traded to the Celtics, maybe.
As you can see on your screen, the Plum Mustangs getting a little jog in, as it is still very chilly outside. It obviously hasn't warmed up. As it gets later, it's quite chilly. I mean, up in the booth, it's a little bit warm, but down there, I can imagine it's cold.
As we see 57, Mike Jones warming up with the defensive line here, so maybe that'll be
his replacement. Yeah.
you also see Jake George out there too, Jackson, VJ. So they have a few options here to go with. So
you see a couple new guys out there. Reed Colson getting in there a little bit. Mike Jones, as we said.
Wait. No, that's not Aaron Scheffler. Aaron Scheffler's on the sideline. Wonder who's on. Is that no? Is that Corey?
No.
No, Corey's over there. Still
Are you sure that's not? Are you sure that's not
Yeah,
Aaron?
you can see Aaron Scheffler talking to the coaches on the side, Jackson.
Yeah, Aaron's not.
Maybe that is Mike Jones, maybe.
No,
I
Mike
know
Jones is
Mike
57. Corey's right there.
As we get you a number, we're going to see who this is.
They had us all fooled right there.
That's number 70. Number 70 for Plum Mustangs. Is that no number 78 for Plum Mustangs is Akil Washington,
A sophomore.
sophomore.
Oh,
6
wow.
foot tall,
That's still not,
240.
he's been a pretty big help. I've seen him down there on the defense. He's been, wow.
Well, so the fact of the matter is that we were talking about Aaron for a while here, but it turns out to be Akil Washington, so we hope he's okay here. With about 3:33 here left in the second quarter, as we said.
Okay, well,
As we get set here
prayers
now.
out for Akil Washington. Hopefully he's okay.
Sorry to Aaron Scheffler for putting your name out there, but same number, 75, 78.
Number 2 with the run up the middle. Oh, he's going down the sideline. Stopped.
Great stop.
Okay,
There
it's
for
a
the Plum Mustangs. Number 35, is that?
35, number 35.
Larry Scafuri, excuse me, I butchered that name a little
Larry
bit there.
Scafuri there with the game saving, not the game saving, maybe the touchdown saving tackle there.
As Brendan Toot joins us on the mic now.
So Brendan Toot, what do you think the Plum Mustangs can do defensively now?
Well, I'll get to that in a second. I was going to mention the pace of the game. It's going on 9 o'clock already.
That is true. It is getting kind of late. This game has been going on for a while, as we saw towards the end of the first half. That those 30 seconds took a while.
Out to number 35. Gets a cut back up the middle after a stop, and then maybe
Mike Jones just reached out and grabbed that jersey and pulled that guy back.
As you can see on your screen, Aaron Scheffler's now going out there to play defense. Again, sorry for the confusion there. you know, you're right about the pace of the game. You know, it's been going. It has been a longer game because of all. You know, there was 6 timeouts at the end of the second quarter there when you think about it, and then there's been how many injuries? A couple that have been taking a good solid 5 minutes.
Yeah, especially compared to last week against Penn Hills.
That's right. Last week's game was real quick. It seemed like it went in a couple.
Fullback dive here, gets up the middle and just 25. Great miss again.
Stopped by number 35 of the Plum Mustangs, Larry Scafuri. He's been all over the place. His next set of downs.
He's really getting out. He really likes to chase these people down and just tackle them. He gets after them.
Yeah, he seems to have a little bit of speed when it comes to that. So, I mean...
And he's only a sophomore, so he has a lot of potential to grow throughout his high school career at linebacker. 1:40 left here in this third quarter with the Cavaliers on the Mustangs' 39-yard line. High formation.
Number 25. He just cuts over to the left as he was going up the middle and realized he had to stop and turn.
He went right for that offensive line and bounced right off of Mike
Number
Giannuzzi.
25 for Kiski, Drew Biss with that run. He's been a pretty big factor for them, I'd say, this game. He's got in there on offensively, definitely. We've seen him run up and down the field, and then defensively the same way. He's been all over the place.
Yeah, definitely, and he's only a junior, so we'll see him for 2 more years.
Yeah.
One after this one. It's pitched.
It's number
35 as he's stopped. Wow. Wow.
I don't know if you saw that, Jackson BJ, but Aaron just threw number 35 5 yards in front of him.
Well, did you say Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron.
As you look at the rosters here, he does have 140 pounds on the kid, so.
Wow.
That does help. You know, we were talking about Aaron and how much he means to this team, and that is true. He is a really big factor to this as the third quarter comes winding down with 16 seconds left.
That I formation for the Kiski Cavaliers here. And
another handoff right up the middle. I don't think they did.
I think it's going to be 4th and 1.
Wow. As the third quarter is about to end here in 3, 2, 1.
I mean, now looking at BJ, do you believe this is 4th down territory going into the fourth quarter?
I couldn't hear you.
Going into this play now, do you think this is 4th down territory in this fourth quarter?
I think it did. It depends on your kicker. It depends on.
I mean, here in the 30, like, do you think they would go for
48 yarder. So yeah, they're probably going to go for it here on. I think it's about 4th and 1. I mean, scoreboard. They just changed it now. It did say 4th and 3, but.
So I mean, you have 12 minutes left in this last quarter. If you go for it and you don't get it, it could be bad for their offense, for Kiski, obviously, because then they lose their field position, they lose their set of downs, and it's the fourth quarter. It's their last quarter as the Plum Mustangs lead 6-0 here. I say if they go for it, get a little closer, and then kick one, it'll cut that lead in half. So if you think about it that way, they still would have a decent amount of time to get the ball and go down there again.
Yes, yeah.
But it all comes down to the Plum Mustangs defense to stop them, and I believe that they can easily do that, as they've shown tonight with the big goose egg up on the board for the Kiski Cavaliers.
Look for this defense to make a stop here. Hopefully Jake George is out there now.
On a cold night like this, you'll see a few leg injuries because their legs just tighten up maybe. And
it almost looks like Jackson Goodday on the sideline is done stretch now, done rolling his legs, so he may be good now, it seems like, to kick. So this is 4th and 1. The crowd gets into this one. Looks like it's going to be a quarterback sneak here. Quarterback keep. Going to pile up. Oh, spins away.
He got it.
He definitely got it.
Number 81 for Kiski.
Isaac Reed.
Haven't seen him quarterback yet, so that was interesting. Now they got 4 quarterbacks checking into the game.
Jeez. So now for the Plum Mustangs, I mean, they get a new set of downs. They're still, I think, out of field goal position for sure. That's still 40-some yard field goal for them. But if they can get a 3-and-out here, minimal yardage, and they keep it behind enough so where if they go for it, it wouldn't be worth it necessarily. I think they could get the ball back, and that's momentum change, and we could go down and score, and that could put these guys away.
Yeah, definitely. To talk about Isaac Reed, he's 6'5". And you see that handoff to number 2, Ross Grease, who gets tackled by, I believe, number 7, Hunter Fields.
His helmet came off, guys, so he's going to have to go off the field for a play.
Yeah, Ross Grease on the Kiski Cavaliers has been in every play almost. It seems like we mention his name every single time.
Oh, yeah.
He's everywhere, honestly.
Quarterback, running back, he's like another Corey Thomas, almost.
Yeah, he really is playing offense, defense, running back, quarterback.
Haven't seen him in the wide receiver position, so can't say he's exactly Corey Thomas yet.
Second and 10 here for the Cavaliers on the Mustangs' 24-yard line with
Wallace
just over 11 minutes.
Formation here.
A fullback handoff.
Another one. They've done that a few times in a row now to number 25.
They really like that.
Number 25, Drew Biss. He's been their go-to guy when they hand that off up the middle because he can just get right through that defensive line. He's been pretty solid for the Kiski Cavaliers, but I really hope that the Plum Mustangs defense can stop them. I mean, it wouldn't.
Yeah, definitely. Even if they just hold them to a field goal here.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
They'll keep the lead here, which is definitely necessary here, winding down to the last 10 minutes in the game almost, just over 10:30 left.
I mean, worst case scenario, the Plum Mustangs let up a touchdown here. They go up 6-7-0. I mean, 7-0. They obviously have the lead, but they can get the ball and go down and score and take the lead no matter what. If it's a field goal or a touchdown, they can go down and score. So they still have enough time, and time's not a factor right now.
Yeah, time is definitely on Kiski's side right now to at least score and get points up on the board. But if, in fact, the Cavaliers do score here, it would switch to the Mustangs side as there's still plenty of time left to score again. Back in that I formation as we've been talking about.
Watch for the fullback handoff, BJ. Oh, it's going to be a pitch.
To number 2, Ross Grease. Back in again after losing his helmet, and they stuff him behind the line.
It's going to be a big loss for them. Down back to the 10-yard line now, so.
So you see Ross Green hop back in there. Sorry, BJ. He hops back in there and immediately gets the ball. That's the kind of impact he has on that team.
Yeah, it really shows how important he is, but what I was going to say is he got tackled by about 4 or 5 guys there. Shows how hard he is to take down.
Yeah.
Derek, if you had to pick a player right now, if you were the head coach of the Kiski Cavaliers, what play call would you pick?
I was surprised with the pass. Come and think about it. They haven't had.
There you go. Drops back for a pass. Goes to his man, number 25. And he can't get a touchdown on that.
That's going to be 4th down. That's going to bring up 4th down and go BJ on the 2nd-yard line. He's down.
So it'll be interesting to see as they'll go for a field goal. They'll go for it. I think they're going to have to go for a field goal here.
Number 25 is like favoring his right leg right now.
Number 25 has been their go-to man. You know, Drew Biss, he's everywhere, like we've said before. Yeah. He's been their guy. So it
looks like
4th and 2 on there too.
Looks like they're going to go for it here.
This could go.
I think Biss is going to go down. Yeah. Wow. Call for the trainer out.
And you see, this actually works to Kiski's favor here. Not saying you ever want to see anybody injured, but now they can go to the sideline and see, as they have 2 players down, they're going to go see what they're going to do, if they're going to kick a field goal here or if they're going to go for it, which you gotta wonder. I mean,
I mean, I would say go for the kick. Honestly, like, you have time. How much time is left, BJ? I can't really see the scoreboard.
There's 8:37 left.
8:37. You get a quick 3 and out for the Mustangs, and then they get the ball. They get the ball back. I mean, at least put some points on the board. You definitely don't get just these points. So you definitely just want to go for the field goal, I believe, but. It's up to them. I feel like they're gonna go. They're gonna go for it.
I mean, I don't know. You got to think maybe he went down on purpose there.
Yeah, he runs off and goes right back into the huddle.
You never want to say that, but 2 of them coincidentally, and then they get up and run off the field. I'm not accusing anybody. But
and they go straight into the huddle too.
Straight to the huddle. I mean, that's kind of hard to.
And
hard
they
to disagree with.
They should have to sit out for a play. So if he's on the field, then if they come out and give you attention, then you got to come off for at least a play.
They're going
not
for
see
it.
25 in the backfield.
So we can obviously hear the
Ross Grease is in, guys.
The Mustang's getting loud
trying
here.
to run it, and he
Stop him.
Did they stop him? They stopped him at the goal line. Great
Number
job,
5, Nicholas Gibson.
Wow, great job. Great job by Carson Ewing to stop him on the goal line. That was a great stop.
So 2 goal line stops today for the Mustangs. One being because of time running out, but the other one being because they just stopped them there on 4th and 2. So maybe if Kiski kicks a field goal here and they lose 6-3, you got to think about the fact that they had 3 more points on the board that they left on the field.
Definitely right, BJ.
There were two players on that stop. There were Carson Ewing and Dakota Sunday on that stop, and Dakota just got into that offensive huddle and just patted everyone on the back and said, "Let's go, boys."
Okay, so let's see if we can get out of this. So we're gonna
Smart play there by QB keeper, just to get a few more yards, because we saw what happened in the second quarter there, where they got brushed back to about the 2 or 3 yard line.
So, that's 2 massive stops down at their goal line where they're about to score. Last at the end of the second quarter, and right now in the 4th, when that could be the biggest stop of the game, definitely, because that could have been a touchdown. It could have been 7. And they could have been leading this ball game.
Oh, that's huge, because if Kiski scores on both of those, it's 14-6 right now instead of 6-0. So, and as we say, we've been praising the Mustangs defense here today, and they've earned it today for sure. Just run up the middle.
It's a good quarterback keep right there as he's still up. Wow. He goes down at the 10-yard line. So
Marcus Thomas on the run there. So 3rd and about 3-ish.
Yep. Okay. So we're getting a little bit of breathing room. Let's see if we can get the first down. If we can get a new set of down and keep moving down the field, that's just momentum. And then Kiski's, I think, just gonna almost collapse. But I think they're definitely gonna be strong enough right here. Let's see what they can do.
It's going to be an interesting play call here, BJ and Jackson.
Yep.
High formation here. No wide receivers out wide, so
you saw this at the beginning of this half.
False start.
It's going to hurt the Mustangs.
As you see a couple of the Plum Mustangs players with their hands up, and also the Kiski players with their hands up, wondering what the heck happened.
It's kind of like that, pointing at each other and being like, "No, you jumped. No, I didn't jump. You jumped."
See Aaron Scheffler getting animated with the ref there.
A lot of arguing back and forth, it seems like, here for the Mustangs. So, as look for the Mustangs to make a big stop here, or big play here for Mustangs to air one out, maybe. Corey. Aaron's still arguing with the defensive line, it seems like. A lot of arguing back and forth.
Yeah, these guys, they definitely have played before. I don't know if they have any history from last year or anything. I feel like they do, because this has been a lot of bickering and stuff back and forth, some extracurricular activities as the Plum Mustangs try to run it up the middle again.
Well, now that would bring up 4th down, BJ, so got to punt one away, it seems like.
So it'll be interesting if Jackson Gilday goes out, or they going to put out Cummings. Yeah, it looks like Joshua Cummings is going to go back out there, the lefty freshman for Plum Mustangs.
What you got to think, Kiski, we said this about Plum, Kiski's going to get good field position here.
You're right.
Unless Josh has a magic leg and boots it down to their other end.
He's had some far ones here. Let's see what he can do here.
Let's hope we get a muff punt back here, just like last week. Good snap,
That's
good kick.
See, he might get a good roll there. Let's see what happens as the Plum players get down there. It's going to end up at about the 50-yard line. That's not that bad, actually. That's actually pretty.
That's not bad at all.
Good kick. That's good.
48,
49-yard line there.
I believe they were on the 3, so that was a 46-yard punt.
That's good. That's great.
And it was definitely good. He kicked it short to try to keep it away from the returners because he didn't want them to have a chance. So Kiski, as Jackson just said, will start off on the Mustangs' 49-yard line.
You see a different person on that defensive line, guys. You see Jacob George. You don't see Aaron Scheffler. You see number 50.
57.
As Ryan
drops back for the pass to get to his man, number 25.
Number 50 for the Mustangs is in on defensive line now, Cooper Auble, so a little different.
Wow.
Number 25's limping now for the Kiski Cavaliers.
That was the guy that got hurt on the last play, on that third down.
Yeah.
You see one of the, Ross Crease, I think, rubbing it out for him, maybe. No, 24.
That's a good teammate right there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Good teammate right there.
And he's coming off the field right now, but you got to do whatever you can to keep your big players on the field. So, 2nd and 5 here for the Cavaliers.
He drops back, number 12. He's looking for his man.
Wow.
He gets number 2.
Ross Crease.
Crease again, man. He's cutting back up the middle. He still hasn't been tackled yet. He cuts up the middle again. He makes a good move. He's running down the sideline. Wow. He's brought down by Hunter Fields. Wow. Wow. They can't. Wow. Ross Crease right there with a great run and a great play by his part with the. Wow.
Let's see the Mustangs come up big in the red zone as they have before Jackson and BJ. We see them come up big, so let's see if they can do it here.
They need to do it.
Yeah, they need to here. It's a big
Number
big
12
series
drops
here.
back. He fakes it off and he run up the middle. They're trying to get something, and there's a big push. See, Aaron Scheffler was leading that one.
Yeah, big stop here, guys. Big stop. Defensive stop would be really nice right now.
Wow.
2nd down and 10 here for the Cavaliers.
So, I mean, they're in good field position right now to score a touchdown with 3 minutes and 50 seconds, and Plum's still leading 6-0. You got to be thinking, you know, Kiski, they get down and score. We're winning the game. All we got to do is play, you know, sealed defense, and we're good. We're golden, but this Plum defense is hard to get through, so let's see if we can hold them here.
And it's a
Number 12 drops back,
time.
goes for the pass.
Incomplete.
Stop it. 24-7 nor cut. Great stop there by him.
As you see, Kiski area high school football coaches are arguing with the ref there. They thought there was a pass interference. To me, it just looked like a good play. BJ Jackson didn't seem like that much contact until the ball was in the player's hands where he knocked it out. So, good play by Hunter Auble.
You may be able to hear the Plum Mustang stands booing the Kiski coach as he ran onto the field. Very animated about that, looking for the PI call.
That was definitely a good play, though. I think it hit his hands
definitely.
right before he hit him.
I agree.
So, and now if Kiski gets a field goal here, you're gonna question the fact that they didn't go for it. It's getting real loud here at Mustang Stadium. And a false start, 74, Caden Harden.
That's good for the Mustangs. It's what they need there.
So instead of a 3rd and 10, it'll be a 3rd and 15 on the 19-yard line. So, like I said, you gotta wonder if they don't get this first down here and it's about 4th and 12 or 4th and 8, do you go for it or do you kick the field goal? Because it seems like with the last possession you went all in with the fact that you were not going to kick field goals here.
It really didn't work. So.
So a pass.
Going to the deep corner.
Oh, that's a flag.
There's a PI on the play. PI on the play. Did he catch it? Oh no.
What?
Caught by number 5.
Number
Tracy
6.
Moore.
Number 6, Luke Lander.
Number 6, Luke Lander.
Wow. What an incredible catch here with 3:14 left in this 4th quarter here. So Kiski trying to stun Plum Mustangs here is.
I don't even know how he made that catch.
Wow. Wow. What was incredible was interesting formation here.
This is so they're going for the kick here with 3 minutes to go.
They're going
there may be a fake
point, but they have. Oh, here we go. They're running in now. They just didn't want him to block it, I think, so they were trying to confuse him.
Flag on the play as number 21 of the Plum Mustangs was offsides. Number 21, Cole Robb, was way offsides there, not knowing what was going on here. So, as the game is tied up here, 6-6, with 3 minutes and 14 seconds left, as the Kiski Cavaliers are looking to kick a PAT and go up the lead with 7-6 here. Hopefully something magical can happen right now.
The good block here would be good for the Mustangs, guys.
Definitely keep the score tied. Number 20 out for the kick, and it is up and...
No good. No good for the Mustangs.
Magical things can happen. That is amazing there. Unbelievable.
That was truly for the Mustangs right there, guys.
I've never seen a weird game in my entire life right now.
That is huge for the Mustangs.
It's crazy. You put yourself in the shoes of that kicker and you wonder, man, maybe I could get that back. Maybe I could get that couple of seconds back wherever he kicked it up. Hopefully the Plum Mustangs can capitalize on that. And it is tied 6-6 here in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes and 14 seconds left to go. So hopefully the Plum Mustangs can get it going.
So they have enough time to go down the field, get at least in field goal range, and possibly win the game.
Yeah, definitely, and you got to think the fact that Colt Robb got that offsides maybe iced the kicker a little bit, made him think about the situation a little bit more, and just ended up shanking the kick just by a little. So the Mustangs, game's still tied here, 6-6, so incredible.
See if Hunter Fields can run one back here, BJ, with 3:14 left. That'd be crazy. This place would go wild.
This place would be insane if that happened.
We got to worry about the Kiski special teams doing something special here. Let's see what they can, if they can, maybe like a squib kicker, an onside or whatever. But it looks like the Plum Mustangs are prepared for that.
I don't believe they'll go onside.
No, they won't. They wouldn't do that. They put it in good field position.
But I mean, they could squib it, but I mean, the Mustangs receiving team hasn't really gone too far, so I think they'll just kick it off here.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit of a battle.
Get out of bounds. Nope, it'll bounce straight up. Hunter Fields.
About the 28-yard line. He takes it back to Hunter Fields.
That's not bad field position.
I mean, it's good enough. I feel like we can develop a couple of good plays for this next set of downs so we can get down the field in the field position and score.
Now, the big question is, if they do get in scoring position with like 10 seconds left, do you go for the field goal? Because you have Josh Cummings, freshman kicker, hasn't really kicked the field goal in varsity. So what do? Do you go for the field goal, or do you just go for the end zone, BJ, do you think?
Well, I think you obviously want to score a touchdown here because you want to make it harder on Kiski to try to tie the game up here, but I think if you get into field goal position, you got to take it as Corey running hard here gets stopped.
Some extracurricular activities going on still after the play, some pushing and shoving here. These two teams are so heavily, I don't want to say reliant, but they're so heavy on their defense. Their defense is so next level almost. They're both very defensive heavy teams, so I think if you can get that field goal, you got to take it. Especially if there's 10 seconds left, that pretty much wins you the game. And I feel like you have to trust Josh Cummings.
Yeah, you definitely do here in this situation.
Looks like there was a penalty on the Mustangs. They had to push them back 5 yards almost.
Okay, let's see what the Plum Mustangs offense can get going here as they start.
Corey Thomas in the gun.
He steps back, he passes to number 7 Hunter Fields, who it looks like he came up with the catch.
Oh,
no. The referee signals no catch. The ball is on the ground.
Silent.
So it'll be 3rd and 16 here for the Plum Mustangs on their own 28. Hopefully they can capitalize and get this first down, or else they'd have to punt the ball away to to the Kiski Cavaliers, and that wouldn't be good with a little bit less than 2 minutes left.
Yeah, and that's
dangerous.
That's a scary situation.
Very dangerous.
Because Kiski, I mean, they missed that extra point, but they are the last team to score, so I feel like they have a little bit of momentum here.
Yeah.
On a 3rd and 13 for the Mustangs.
So Corey snaps the balls, takes a step back, looks deep, passes the ball up the middle.
Over the head of.
Completely missed his man.
Over the head of Dom Carlosano there. Now Dom is listed at. What's you listed at here, BJ?
5'10".
5'10", so.
Maybe there was a little bit of miscommunication. Maybe he thought Dom was going to run deeper than that.
Yeah.
Too soon.
I think it was a post route, and I think Dom went maybe 10 or 15 yards and cut, and I think Corey was thinking going 15 or 20.
You're right. I think there was a little bit of a miscommunication because I feel like Corey would not miss that bad.
The way the defense has been playing today, I'm not too worried right now. I think they can definitely get a stop here.
I don't know.
Hopefully Josh punts this one deep and pins him back deep.
Yeah,
guys.
right. Yeah, it would take them. It would be too hard for them to.
Inside the 30 would be really nice.
Definitely.
Oh.
It's a good kick. Get a good bounce.
Let's see. Get a good bounce. Get down.
Oh, there we go.
So Dylan Tomko knocks it down at about the 40-yard line. So a decent kick, and they have okay field position to start off their set of downs with 1:44 left to go in this 4th quarter, as both teams are tied at 6 here. Let's see what the Kiski Cavaliers can get done.
You guys said the defense was solid all game long. They need to be solid right here and right now.
Yeah, they do.
Agree with you. I mean, our defense has been superb almost. I mean, I have full faith in this defense. It's still a scary situation when the other team has the ball and a chance to score and win the game with a minute left. So hopefully they can get it done here.
They need to get after this quarterback right here, guys.
So number 12 takes a step back. Number 52 chasing him down as he passes to his man, number 6. And he gets knocked down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of a yard.
If you guys saw that, but he was on his back foot when he threw it. That was like the most awkward position to throw the ball, and he got right to his man right where he wanted
Ryan
it.
Williams seems to do that a lot. He seems to just throw on the run, which, I mean, you said you played baseball with him. Maybe that's obviously comes into play.
Yeah, it definitely does, I bet. He plays for, I think he plays for the Renegades now.
Oh, yeah?
With some of the players on this Plum football team here. So
he takes a step back. He's looking for his man. He throws it to number 11 as he drops the pass. Wow.
That's a big break for Mustangs. If he would have caught that, he would have been about at the 40-yard line, maybe.
So quickly, a 3 and 10 with 1:07 left. Let's see what this offense will do here. If they might run the ball and get the clock to start running down. Who knows? I mean, if they go for another pass play, it only knocks down a couple of seconds off, and then they have to punt it. We'll see how this goes.
Do you think here, BJ, that they're just going to try to waste clock time, maybe?
That's
not go for a pass play, go for a run play, and just...
I think it depends on... Sorry to cut you off there, but I think it depends on how much they trust their offense and their defense at this point. I mean, if they feel, and they obviously do.
Ryan Williams throwing the ball deep to number 1.
Oh, good play by Hunter Fields.
Stop by Hunter Fields. That's almost, it could be a game-saving play right there. That was a good block there by Hunter.
Just like the interception down here, guys. Yep. Big play.
So that only knocked off 6 seconds off the clock. So we got 1 minute and 1 second here, and they're going to kick the ball away to us. We have enough time.
And the clock stops because of the incomplete pass. So
this is here's where the Plum coaching staff has to make a decision, because I'm going to say that the ball's going to be maybe inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
So they got to think, can we go 70 yards in about a minute?
Or should we just let Hunter take it as far as he can? And it's going to be...
Maybe they'll just try to not play for overtime.
It's a good punt. Hunter calls for the fair catch. And
oh, no. Oh, no.
Pick it up.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's not good.
No, I touched him first.
I think it definitely touched a Plum football player. I think I saw.
The refs are going to have.
Let's see what they call here. But from what I just saw up here, it looked like it hit the foot of a Plum Mustang and went towards.
Oh no, that's it. Wow, that is a break. Yeah, that is a huge break for the Plum Mustang guys.
What I saw was it hit a Cavalier, bounced off the Cavalier, hit a Mustang, and then went down. So
right when the Cavaliers touch that ball, though, that ball is dead. So it's a big break for the Mustangs.
That's definitely a big break. And as we said, do the Mustangs see themselves going 65 yards here in 52 seconds? Now they do have, I believe they have maybe they have 2 timeouts.
2 timeouts. I believe.
2 timeouts.
they're going to look deep here. I think they're going to look big part of the field and go up the middle here. Maybe with a Dom Carlosano, try for that pass again after that miscommunication as Corey snaps the ball.
Maybe.
Takes a step back, looks up the middle for Dom as he goes up. Oh! Big hit there by number 2, Ross Grease. It appears Dom's okay, but I'm sure that one hurt.
Wow. I'm surprised Dom got up from that. If that was me, I'd still be on the ground, honestly. That was a big hit.
Big hit up the middle.
That's the toughest hit, too.
And that's the thing, with a, sorry about it, but with not an inexperienced quarterback, but with a guy that doesn't play quarterback that much,
consistently,
you got to know not to throw over, like, too high in the middle of the field. Because that's how slot receivers get hurt.
Yeah.
And slot receivers usually aren't the tallest players. Thank gosh Dom's okay there. And
Corey fakes the...
He's running
down the sidelines. That's a good run. To get out of bounds. Good run by Corey Thomas as he goes up the sideline.
Interesting play call there, but
like we said with Dom, how he was going to go up the middle. That happened before, and we said it was a miscommunication, but he overthrew him twice now. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe Corey's just losing the ball, or that's 2 bad throws. I'm starting to worry if that's going to be able to, if that's going to impact us getting all the way down there and getting a field goal to win.
That was a great run by Corey. Way to get out of bounds too. Way to use the stiff arm, stop the clock. That's exactly what you want with an experienced quarterback, and that's what we have in the quarterback position right now is an experienced quarterback.
Says Corey drops back for another pass. He looks for an open man.
He has time.
He's got time. He's going to run it. He's going to get up there.
That was a lucky shoestring tackle by number 74.
So call a timeout here with 35 seconds left as they're on their own.
For Caden Harden.
Yeah, Caden Harden with a shoestring tackle. Lucky tackle. Wow. Very lucky tackle that he got that in.
So it looks like we're on the Plum 47 here. We're starting to make our way down the field with 35 seconds left. This is coming down to the wire. Hopefully we can get in field goal position and kick a field goal through the uprights to win the game. I feel like this place would explode if that happened.
Yeah, Jacksonville Day looks like he's been warming up lately.
Josh Cummings right now is warming up right now, so I don't know who they're going to go with, the experienced senior or the young freshman, which it looks like he's got a strong leg, honestly, guys.
He's been punting really good these past half since Jackson got hurt.
The only thing that I'm scared about is accuracy in him. We haven't really seen him kick a field goal. I mean, we've seen him kick the kickoff, so...
I think we'll be okay here. I think I trust both of them to make a kick here.
If I'm the coach, I'm going to go with Josh Cummings. If Jackson's been hurt, I mean, he got hurt last week at the NA game, and now he got hurt here. I'd go with Josh Cummings here.
Both men capable of doing it, but we got to get there first. Sure. Mustangs on the 47.
So, as Corey drops back, he's looking to run the ball on the outside or the left side. He gets up the middle. He gets hit hard with a gain of about 2 to 3 yards there. As the
call that timeout. They call that timeout again. So I think that's the last timeout. BJ, really correct? I think so.
There's third down here. Again, I'm going to say you need to look big part of the field. You go up the middle or down one of the sides. You need to pass the ball here.
I mean, they need a first down and get out of bounds to secure the clock. That's all they need to do right now.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry to talk over you, but I think even if they get into field goal position here and stay in bounds, I think there's enough. Say they get a 20-yard pass down the middle of the field, I still think there's time to get down there and spike the ball to make sure that they get the field goal off in time. But you definitely don't want to see the Mustangs do what Kiski did at the end of the second half there. And you just got to think, if you're Kiski, you had multiple chances to kick field goals and be ahead in this game right now, rather than just being tied. I mean, they missed that extra point. They went for it on 4th and 2. There was just multiple chances for them to score, basically. And
you know, not to take away anything from this Mustang defense, but they have had a lot of breaks with the Kiski offense not doing like what you said and going for it and missing the field goals. They could be winning this ball game right now.
Oh, definitely. But the 2 stops were definitely on the Mustangs. That was huge. But the second one was just
lucky. It was honestly unbelievable, and I was speechless. So Corey drops back. He's looking to run again over to the right side, trying to get a block. He throws the ball. Oh, caught! Number 2, Dom Carlosano.
That's a good play right there, guys.
It's hit by number 11. He gets hit by number 11, Andrew Mason, on that play, out of bounds, but that stops the clock at 21 seconds as they're getting in. This is getting in good field position. You know, we got to get a couple more yards just to get in that field goal range. I'd say within the 20-yard and in, we could probably kick one through.
Moving the chains too, guys. This is good. This is real good.
For me, he's a real team player. Last week he was starting quarterback, and I mean everybody wants to be the quarterback, right? But you see him, the coach asked him to play receiver this week, and he said, you know what, I'll do it. And he comes up with a big play here in the ball here with
4 seconds. Sorry to interrupt. Corey snaps the ball. He's running it up the middle. He's going to the block. He's going to get to the 20-yard line. They got to spike the ball. We got 16 seconds left as Plum's on their own 20, so we're getting up there. Maybe try to get one more play to get a little bit closer just for the kicker.
I mean, Jackson Godet was running up the sideline, so it looks like they might go for the field goal.
Oh, man. I'm saying they kick the field goal right now.
Right now.
Jackson Godet's going back. They might go one more play here, BJ, just to see.
Maybe, but I don't know. I think it's, you got to think of the fact that I don't think they have another timeout here, so you got to think of whether or not, and now Jackson's warming up to take this kick, so you got to think who you want.
I mean, wow.
Honestly, this is the Mustangs' last timeout.
That was the last timeout by Plum used, so they have 16 seconds left. The ball is on the 21, and the score is tied 6-6. There's an intense game going on here at Plum High School as they're facing the Kiski area Cavaliers.
Honestly, I say give this one. I don't know. Jackson seems to be all right now. Looking at it on the sidelines, he's been warming up.
But it seems like they're going to get another playoff. They're probably going to just try.
I really think this is making me nervous here. I think they're going to try to really get to the outside, but that Kiski's not going to let them do that here.
Yeah,
so
look at Corey. Look at the box, BJ. Everyone's in the box. They're going to blitz.
Corey definitely has to, if he doesn't see anything open, don't force it and throw it away. But here he goes, drops back. Overthrows Dom just by a little.
Again, and there's a player down on the field. It looks to be his knee. 12-6.
12.5 seconds left. They're going to send Corey back out.
Number 6, Luke Lander, the guy that caught that touchdown pass in the back corner over there, made that tremendous play.
He looks to be in a lot of pain there. I could see his right leg or left leg. It looks to be in a lot of pain. That looks. Well, the Plum Mustangs, there's 12 and a half seconds left here. Ball's still on the 21. They have no timeouts left, and it's 6-6 here, so pretty interesting moment going on here at Plum High School.
But Dom was, I can't say, but he was wide open in the end zone.
Yeah,
he definitely had it. He definitely had a lane, and he was definitely open. I agree with you. Corey he's overthrown him 3 times. I'm kind of curious to see why. Maybe we'll. And
as you see, sort of limping off the field there, but seems to be okay. Which is a good thing to see. You don't want to see anybody get injured, especially in the last 12 seconds.
12 seconds of the game, a really good game here.
Thrill at what I want to call Mustang Stadium. I don't know if these two would agree with me here, but
yeah, I'd agree with you. So they're going to get another playoff here on second down, and
look at that box.
10 on the 21. So they're going to try to get it outside and they're going to try to score right here. I think that's what
the box, BJ.
Bad snap. Corey Thomas with the throw up the middle.
Just a little bit far.
Okay. Overthrow, like you said, Jackson.
Another
overthrow.
I think you kicked the field goal here now.
I don't know.
You got one more play. You got one more play in.
And you're facing the clock, so
wow. Intense game here. This has been a real great game. I think you go for one more play. I think you have time. You just got to get it off quick. I wouldn't hold it very long. I'd go for a nice little play out to the side and try to just get a couple yards and get out of bounds, and then you kick that field goal for the win. That would be my play call right there.
I think they just got to go with a pass play for the end zone like they've been doing, and if it's not there, just throw it out of bounds. Doesn't matter where, just throw it out of bounds as fast as you can.
You got 8 seconds. Grant, you got to get. Ooh, this is gonna be a close one here, boys.
This place will erupt. I'm just gonna say that now.
Corey Thomas drops back. He's looking for a man. Dom Colasano in the back of the end zone. Overthrows him.
Still leaves 3.6 seconds on the clock.
That's great. A field goal, but He overthrew Dom 3 plays in a row there. What do you think of that?
Jackson Goday has to go out there with an empty mind right now. Not think about the situation, just go out there and throw it and just kick it through those uprights.
He just has to pretend he's at practice right now. Not a big game. Just got to pretend it's practice.
And for the as everyone will start rising in the student section now.
Oh, man.
Oh. Kiski takes a timeout.
So he's going to go, Jackson Goday is going to run over to the sideline and
take a
practice. Yeah, practice kicking. Maybe he's still a bit cold, which wouldn't be good.
Or he might be a little bit nervous because this moment right here, he can win the game for his team.
All right, so an intense moment here at Plum High School. We got 3 seconds left as Jackson Goday is getting ready to kick the game-winning field goal. Let's see if he can do it. He's got to clear his mind right now. Just beat the ball through the uprights.
That's it, Jackson. Good encouragement there.
Don't think about this.
You really can't. You can't think about it. You got to just go out there and perform under pressure. Oh, man.
How's it feel is holding? Telling him just don't think.
I'm very excited. Hopefully he makes it. This place will erupt. I'm sure you'll hear it.
How far do you think this is, BJ?
It's a 39-yard field goal.
This has definitely got to be one of his furthest, but he's kicking him.
The kick is up.
It's up. It's good. Mustangs win 9-6 here in Plum High School against the Kiski Cavaliers. What a great game here in Plum High School. Wow. As the football players and cheerleaders go and celebrate over by the student section, what a great game here.
Unbelievable, guys. Best game in Compton ever as a Plum High School student. Wow. That was such an entertaining
game.
Really entertaining.
Good job. They deserve it.
I mean, from losing last year to this team, going into their stadium thinking that they're going to win, then coming into here thinking they're going to win, it's just
it was a back and forth all game.
All I got to say is Plum earned this win.
Yes, they did. Definitely earned this win.
That was amazing.
Jackson Goday, great job.
For him to come back in the game after being out for the whole second quarter, for him to come back and kick a field goal is astounding. I'm speechless, like you said.
This is probably one of the best games we'll see.
Yeah, this is one of the best games we'll announce. It was back and forth. It was a rough and tough game. I mean, it was everything you would want in a football game in one. And it was a long game. It was great.
I mean, just think about it. This isn't actually what the Plum Mustangs are going to look like for the rest of the season. If they're going to have Corey as the quarterback, they're going to switch things up, play his style of play. This was just a showcase of what they will look like somewhat. They're just going to have to play.
I agree with you, Will. I totally agree with you. If they're going to move him to that slot, they've got to really get their timing down, though. I mean, I know we won the game, but there was a lot of overthrown balls there. There was at least 5 to Dom, and I'm hoping that if they do switch it up, they can get him into the groove of it, you know?
I'm really excited to see this Plum Mustang group succeed and change throughout the year. I mean, me and you, BJ, saw this team last year. I mean, this was a big difference from what they were last year to this year. A lot more mature, not taking that many penalties, it seems like. Their leadership has really grown, I feel like, and that's just great for the Plum Mustangs, and it's really showing what kind of team they're going to form into. And with Corey Thomas, if they keep him at quarterback, that will probably be the smart move, I'm going to say, for them.
The way he performed, I'd agree with you, yeah.
And I just feel like this is going to be a good season for the Plum Mustangs overall.
I completely agree with that. So on that note, we'll go to Jackson. I think we all can agree that the first star of this game is Jackson Goday. I mean, he kicked the game-winning field goal. Basically ice in his veins here. But Jackson, who would you say is your 2 and 3?
My 2 and 3? I'm going to look for our defensive line. obviously the huge 2 stops, the one at the end of the second quarter and the one where they could have scored, and it was about 8 minutes left in the fourth. 2 gigantic stops there by the defense. Those were obviously very critical points, especially at the end of the second, because they were going to get the ball back at the third quarter, and they stopped them right at the goal line, and then the Kiski Cavaliers kind of ran themselves into that one. They kind of ran the clock out. They didn't really know what to do. It was kind of a miscommunication thing. And I think my third star, I don't know. I'd have to put the defensive line as both of those, because I can't think of anybody else besides Corey. Maybe Corey was definitely a big part of this. He came in as quarterback. He was wide receiver. He was a quarterback. He was running the ball. He was definitely a big part of this win, I'd say.
I agree with that. Will, go ahead with you.
My second star is definitely Corey Thomas. 100% going to be Corey Thomas. Played one heck of a game. Really came in when defense was looking the offense wasn't looking like they should. He came in, led them to what they need to be a field goal in the first half, and then led them to another field goal, and it just kept going from there. I mean, he was unbelievable of what he did. Running the ball, I mean, him at running back really didn't work, and him running the ball and then put him at quarterback, and him running the ball he got him to the outside, like I said at the beginning of the game. It really worked. So he's definitely going to be my second star. Third star, defensive line. They really did well today. They got the quarterback out of the pocket, even though we thought that Wallace loved getting out of the pocket, but they did really well today. And just look for more to come from Aaron Scheffler. Dakota did amazing today. Aaron did amazing. Mike Giannuzzi did unbelievable. Carson did really good. I mean, people that we usually don't hear stepped up today. Like Jacob George got in the game. He made a couple stops. I mean, this team is built on seniors, and that's a lot of seniors that stepped up today. If there was a 4-star, you give it to the offensive line, because they did an unbelievable job of stopping. As we saw at Penn Hills, the offensive line just pretty much let people walk in, but today they actually stopped people. Corey Thomas wasn't feeling pressure. Anthony Little didn't feel that much pressure. So this was a huge game for the Mustangs, and a good W from all of them.
Yeah, definitely. I think my second star is, I agree with you, Will. It's definitely Corey Thomas. I don't think I have to reiterate what he did, because, I mean, it was just incredible how he stepped in and just basically got the job done. I mean, no touchdowns, but he got him into field goal range multiple times. And my third star is going to be just the special teams in general. You guys know I like my special teams here. And, Jackson isn't making that kick without a special teams offensive line, without Hunter holding that kick. I mean, it's just, and there's a bunch of names that deserve to be. I mean, Dom Carlosano, that catch down the sideline, Hunter Fields. There's just, we're giving 3 stars, but really, for the Mustangs, there was probably 10 or 15 stars in this game today. Yep. And really, the Mustangs, they did it. And like I said, field goals would be the difference. And if you're Kiski, you're definitely kicking yourself in the foot that you didn't kick that field goal on that 4th and 2 in the third quarter. Let's go to you, Garrick.
My first star is just like you guys. Jackson. He got all the points for us. He got all 9. My second star has to be Corey, of course, because Corey came in, ran the ball so much. I don't know how many rushing yards he got, but he got at least over 100. And my third is going to be Hunter Fields, because the pick he made, the deflection he made, and the kick returns he had were also really big plays for the Mustangs to get into field position or to stop them when the defense needed them most.
Good points by Garrett. I totally agree with you.
I totally forgot about Hunter. But he made some unbelievable stops for the Mustangs, and it really showed. That pick, like you said, Garrett, in the first half, really turned the Mustangs' fortunes around. They were just up by 1 field goal, and then they went up by 2 field goals by the beginning of the second half. So that was a big play for the Mustangs. All around, this team seems well-rounded, it seems like.
I agree. I mean, you've put 3 stars out there, but in the end, it was a team win. You can't win with just 3 players. It was a completely good team win.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So the Plum Mustangs win 9-6 here at the Plum High School.
And just a thriller.
I agree. I mean,
I don't know if Mr. Brought's going to step on the mic here.
As he always does at the ending of every game.
First game-winning field goal I've ever filmed at this stadium, so it was nice to be a part of it. And I think we were on Periscope Live with
Yes.
Pat Muldowney behind us. So next week, Penn Trafford Warriors, right?
Should be a good game.
PT Warriors.
Yeah, the PT Warriors. So we'll be out in Harrison City. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. And if I can close it, guys, so we can clean up. The final score tonight, the Plum Mustangs led by Jackson Gildays, 3 field goals, one of them being a game-winning 38-yard field goal. The Plum Mustangs 9, the Kiski Cavaliers 6. Good night, everybody.
Good night.